Hey everybody, before we get started, as a reminder, this episode is brought to you by our patrons, like Aga Comics, Qua, Jeremy Vasquez, Kylie Denton, Nestor Flores, Soda-san 0424, and Video Gamer 75. And if you like what we do and want to see us do more, consider supporting us on Patreon. You can get access to episodes early and lots of other goodies. And it really help us out. Thanks for support, everybody.
Thank you.
So hey, it's What's Up. And yes, I should have everything in order. It's a new month. My mic arm's still a little bit creaky. But I did a reorg earlier and hopefully fired up and got everybody's names and stuff all ordered and stuff. I hopes. Had to do a re-inventory, but a new month is a good time. Also, note to self, remember to put up the Patreon poll. And I guess theoretically I should put up another Q&A topic just in case anybody catches one this month. So, don't worry, we're not ignoring you. We're just waiting until it's worth derailing the recording train to shoot something that's longer than 5 minutes, maybe.
Yeah, I think we said we want minimum 3 questions.
Yeah, 2 or 3 depending on how long they are. Like, if we get, 2 questions, but they're really meaty or something, we could probably do that. But, yeah, we need to have a few, otherwise it's just, it's a pain in the ass to get both me and Lucky into the recording, sit us down, fire up the mics, record it, and then I have to edit the audio and then edit that together into a video and upload it. Which usually would delay us recording for, a bajillion hours on What's Up, like today. This is What's Up. Hi.
Hello.
We're going to talk about stuff. Lucky, this is weird. It feels like I've been talking with you for hours because you were a mad lad last night and recorded 8 hours of streams, which obviously, because I'm 3 hours ahead of you, I could not be there for probably the last 3 hours or so.
Yeah.
So, I've been trying to catch up a little bit. Because holy shit, what compelled you to go so long?
Well, so this is a multi-tiered reason, all right? So, on the streaming that I did before last night's stream, I was jonesing for a rainstorm, really bad. Because in Stardew Valley, you can only get the item that lets you marry the object of your affection by buying it from a dude who only shows up when it's raining.
Yeah, and that's not creepy at all.
Yeah, no, not creepy at all. But hey, I have clearly established that not all is sunshine and rainbows in fucking Stardew Valley. Okay, clearly there is some darkness afoot. But so during the previous stream, I went an extra week basically, and I was all like, okay, now I'm just getting mad. I'm gonna quit here. Basically, a couple days after that, we did the next recording of Mages of War. It was kind of a short session. I said it was a lot of planning and stuff. We'll talk about that more in a bit. But it was late, and I was like, okay, I really don't feel like streaming for 4 or 5 hours. It's gonna be 2 a.m. by the time I get done. I'm like,
yeah, because for reasons we get into on the audio, that was session 22. In case you're curious, yes, I know only 19 has been posted. We're up to 22, but that's because there was a little bit of sudden planning on it, so we recorded kind of suddenly at an odd time.
Yeah. And so I didn't stream this, and I've been maintaining the fact that it's basically, one recording session to one stream. So when we recorded Let's Talk FGO, the day after or whatever, soon, I set up the stream, and I was all like, I did basically a stream and a half, last time. I didn't stream before, so if I do a stream and a half this time, everything should, be, square and flush. That'll technically be 3 recording sessions, 3, streams. So, basically, because I basically wanted to get myself back up to the point where I was at the 2-week marker. Because that's how I measure out my streams, is every 2 weeks end game is a stream. And right now, so basically I had to stream yesterday until I got to summer 14 or 15, which I did. It just took me 8 hours to do it. The crazy thing is if it wasn't for that self-imposed cutoff limit, I could have kept going. I wasn't particularly tired. I got off the computer and I went and played video games for another 3 hours before I went to bed. But, who knows, maybe one day there'll be motherfucking 24-hour Lucky streams, who knows? Because I am a madman. And I can play video games and talk a lot.
Yeah, for some kind of thing, we could do a 24-hour stream.
Yeah, I don't know what. But, yeah, I said I'm enjoying streaming. I'm enjoying Stardew Valley. There's definitely I got a small, but what's the word I want to use? Active amount of people who show up. Like Vernon shows up, Julie B, Luna.
Yeah, you have
Dave,
and obviously there are more lurkers too.
There's more lurkers too. Like I know, like
there's a robust number of viewers over. Considering it's us streaming, we're not super big. It's usually over 10. There were a couple points last night where I saw it as high as like 15.
I think the highest I've gotten is only like 21.
Usually the post stream view counts are pretty good, well over 100, which is good for us in general and for streaming.
Yeah,
I know that there's some stuff though. YouTube's being weird again. Like our dashboard's really goofed up. It hasn't shown a new video since Lucky's Farm Life number 9 in the dashboard marker, which is really weird because I've posted like what is it, like probably like 1 or 2, maybe 3 videos, and then also you've streamed since then. Mm-hmm. So like I don't know, the dashboard's kind of bugging out. But
no, this reminds me, I gotta fucking clean up the goddamn stream descriptions and tags.
Maybe shoot, actually, did I put an end card on today's Let's Talk FGO? I might not have. Because for some reason, even though, I guess it was a little bit longer than normal, but it took a really long time to render, so it was a late upload. Part of the reason why I stayed so late in the stream, because, as like you said, we usually do them after they record, so I can't really do anything, like, technical during that time, because I'm editing audio. For Let's Talk FGO, I'm usually making a thumbnail, and then for shows like What's Up, like we're doing now, or Let's Talk FGO, I have to do the whole, render it into video and then upload it. So, my computer's not good for anything in that time.
No.
So that's why it's good for Lucky to get worked on stuff and just it works out for us.
Yeah, it looks like my streams get between 100 and 170 views. Okay. Is that like? I'm looking at my titles, and they make me laugh. I gotta keep this up. Because number 1 is Santa Grandpa and his Cowboy Wizard Supplier. Number 2, No Rest for the Wicked. Number 3, Lucky's Forgetful Forays. Number 4, Summer Days, Monster Nights. Number 5, Rise of the Fishmen. And number 6, Fedoras and Oyokadan.
Yep, so.
Hey,
titling things is fun. I used to make explain CCC, but I managed to get the "Is this a lost belt" joke into the thumb. Because there's a Guraka head, and she's looking at the Hunting Quests banner and is like, "Is this a lost belt 4?" And some other fun stuff in there. But anyway, that's the last show. We just did that show. We're on What's Up now, where we talk about stuff. Where let me see. I think we mentioned for sure that we were going to talk about the gacha stuff.
Oh yeah.
I don't know whether or not you want to ramble about Deep Dive anymore.
Well, I can talk about it a little bit because, as I said, like I've kind of pulled back from Girls Frontline right now because
there's nothing to do. It's what do they call it? Special Rescue, which is, I mean, it could be cool to get like PP19 or Carcano. I have most of the others that were voted in, but goddamn, Special Rescue is super tedious.
Yeah, I'm not bothering with it. So. I want to tell everyone right now, so, I don't know if I mentioned this, but, actually, I don't know if I mentioned this. I probably did. But, at one point, I was basically doing my 50 crates a day. I was running, like, I think it was 17 times a day. Because that would give me, quote-unquote, 51 boxes from fighting the 3, black beans. But I got lucky, I got very fortunate, and I was able to get UMP 40 without having to reach the 777 crates. And honestly, this is probably what kind of actually boned me a little bit. Because I did not actually complete Deep Dive. I didn't even beat I didn't beat 3-4 even once. Because
I'm pretty sure last time we recorded What's Up, you described the scenario, and you kind of had worked out the strategy, but you hadn't made it click yet. You hadn't actually successfully done it.
Because, again, it's fucking stupid, and I have literally leveled, like, my Taunt Fairy. I've got it skilled to 10, and it has, like, it's level 40 right now, and I regret that I don't have a second one, because that's what I fucking needed for this goddamn map. I needed a second Taunt Fairy.
Taunt Fairy is great.
It is great.
Shoot, I should build one.
Because, like, as I said, this is the thing that got me, because I was actually able to get to the boss. You know, the boss, like, this is the funny thing, you know, Meg, you probably don't, well, actually, I don't know, you might have read the guide or something, but, you know, our small and precious destroyer, the Song of Bears, who gets fucking bullied a lot, right?
Yeah. I remember. I kind of read the story.
Yeah,
it blurs together.
She gets a remodel and gets an aged up version of herself called Terra, and it's all like, oh my god, this might be terrifying. It was not terrifying. She was actually kind of fucking easy. Same with like the Cerberus dog like mini boss. It's like I fucking fight those no problem. My problem is what happens before and after that. Actually, let me see if I can. I actually ranted about this a little bit on. I probably can't find it on the see if I can fucking find it here. Gotcha. Dude. Well, I'll just do a new fucking rant, whatever. Because you have to remember this. The final mission in Deep Dive 3-4 was a rescue hostage mission. You had to capture two hostages and take them to the extraction point. There is only one extraction point that the boss is on. And it's surrounded by a, as is commonly known as a circle of death, in which red beans, who will fucking kill you, circles around it. So you basically have to, you know, time your approach in, and to, you know, get in there, capture it, so you can get other people in it. And this is what was killing me, because I already have to play the fucking, I already have to play the fucking running game with finding out which of these 4 spots have the 2 hostages that I can actually rescue. Because, like I said, there's a little bit of RNG involved, but generally, this is what happens. There's 2 red beans at 2 hostages, which you're just not gonna fucking get, because they're already in. One that has a dog boss that, you know, is tough, but, you know, it's not fucking impossible. And then there's a third one, which is technically empty, but a standard mob can and will get in there if it's like it takes too long. So you basically have to find the one that has the dog boss and the empty one, grab those hostages, run them up north with separate echelons, because there's no way you can fucking do it with one. You literally can't do it with one. Get them over, and you have to enter the fucking death circle from opposite sides. Like, I figured this out because I thought I could do it, like, you know, if I just had them following around each other. No, like, the beans are spaced in such a way that when they move, one of your guys will get got unless they're on opposite sides. Because this is how the movement works in game. So, but the problem is running through all that and dealing with enemies is such a drain on your resources. Like, even with the Taunt Fairy, like, this is the thing I really like. Even with the Taunt Fairy, fighting the sniper tank mobs was kind of terrifying. Like, if my guys didn't kill, like, all the snipers before the thing went down, my main tank, my SMG, which is supposed to dodge everything, would instantly go down to fucking half health just from one shot. I'm just like, Jesus fucking Christ,
yeah,
why?
I don't know when, but sometimes, somewhere in Girls Frontline, those little sniper bots got real strong. Like, they really punch outside their weight class. I don't remember, I think it was a couple months ago when I first realized this. I'm like, wow, when you get shield, the close quarters, and the snipers, that's like really hard, no matter what the game lies to you and says their combat power is.
Yeah, no.
As we've discussed, Girls Frontline lies.
Honestly, and as I said, this is also the problem because, in night missions, because someone actually explained this to me. A lot of night missions, they have armored enemies because armored enemies don't actually dodge. They have 0 evade. So, like, you know, if you bring a sniper rifle and, you know, with armor piercing, they're gonna hit the fucking, armored units. That doesn't apply to standard units. They have an evade, and you will fucking miss a lot. So it's just something that gets compounded. Like the armored units in the fucking map, I had no fucking problem with. I'm like, whatever, here comes WA2000, like, max, like, everything, she gonna wreck your shit. I didn't even need to use the Taunt Fairies against the armored unit. It's always the fucking things. It's just like, like, I only almost beat it twice, that map. And I didn't because of the fucking Circle of Death. Because, here's the thing. after you beat the boss and you move on, you have to basically finish it within the next 2 turns. Because if you don't, a red bean will fucking go into the goddamn heliport and just you're done. You're done. There's nothing you can fucking do. So if your 2 echelons aren't in position to immediately capture that space, jump off your fucking. You basically have to capture that space, have 1 echelon retreat, have the other one go in and also retreat before the red bean be like, "Hey, what are these guys doing over here?" I'm just like, I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to deal with this. I really don't want to deal with this. I actually went on our I went in our Gacha Games chat and was like, "Hey, campers, does this event get rerun?" He's like, "Yeah, it gets rerun." It's like, I'm gonna worry about this on a rerun.
In fact, he said that a lot of the story tied like high difficulty events, like Deep Dive and Arctic Warfare, will just get the maps will get permanently added. The special stuff won't, but like the story and stuff will later, which is like good for me because I fucking sucked at Arctic Warfare.
Yeah. And so I didn't get to see the end of not Arctic Warfare, Deep Dive, which makes me sad because there's actually an image post of
Yeah, I posted an image of somebody which was like the classic what I played, what I expected, what I got, and Girls Frontline is like what I played, what I expected, like a gun, but also what if it was a cute anime girl, and then it's just all these CG shots of all the despair. Because that is the only CGs that Girls Frontline ever has, is despair.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now, just UMP-40 making a was it 5? Like, hold a gun to her head. There's a guy behind fucking Row with a pistol. Fucking M4 just screaming in the rain. It's just like, this fucking game.
Yeah, I think at some point we really need to, like, once we're both caught up on the story, because like I gotta catch up on some story chapters, which are a little hard. Once we've got some of the story, and maybe once they start rerunning this, so we can piece all these together, we need to just like take an afternoon together, reread all the story stuff because you can replay it in archive, and just talk about what the fuck is going on. Maybe we can. I feel like we haven't heard a lot of the voice lately from our end, and that's okay because I think he's kind of pivoting away from FGO content. And heavily into Girls Frontline. Maybe we can get him on to talk about that, because he seems really enthusiastic about the Girls Frontline stuff, and I'm just like, God damn, this game, it's so sad. That's not what I signed up for, but holy shit.
I love the story, and here's the thing, this is the main reason why before I actually got invested with Deep Dive, I went and crashed through all the story missions. Because you probably didn't have much of an idea of what was going on actually in the story when you did those few missions you had, right?
Not really, no. Like, I have some idea because I generally understand kind of what is going on, but yeah, no, I'm not current on the story chapters. I'm only up to getting RO.
Me seeing this shit, I'm just like, oh. Like, as I said, people, like, Girls Frontline can be hard as dicks, but this storyline is also hard as dicks. It's just like this game, ooh, it's so good. It's so hard. I have a love-hate relationship with it. Yep.
But yeah, so Girls Frontline continues to be a thing. And now they're doing a special rescue mission, which people voted, which is just their equivalent of a nothing event. Like, if you really want a T-Doll, you can run it over and over again, or you could just. I need to build more T-Dolls anyway because I for the longest time I had shitloads of cores, and then I basically, because I got Contender for free, I stopped building every day, multiple times a day. Like I would throw like between 2 and 4 contracts every day, basically, on cheap handgun recipes, which. Shockingly, you get a shitload of 3- and 4-star dolls doing that. Between pistols and shotguns. Or not shotguns, SMGs. Starts with an S. When I stopped doing that and I started actually leveling my units for reals, I burned through most of my backup cores. I had like 300 something. If you do that for a couple of weeks and you have no cores come in and you actually level units, you run out of cores. So now I'm back in the core grind once again. I need to figure out good places to get cores. Or just punch stuff. And like I said, there are a couple of units, like, the Carcano rifle's kind of cute, and I can actually do, story chapter 6.6 decently now. Thank God for my, fucking rocky levels of training. But at the same time, God, they take so much time, and there's so little chance of reward for special drops, Yeah. Like, hey, guess what? I didn't get, PSG1 or OTS out of Deep Dive, because I just couldn't make myself play the game that much. I think it's because Girls Frontline requires too much of my attention all the time. Like, even with planning mode, especially for Deep Dive, because, hey, guess what? You can't plan into hostage grabs. The game actually stops you if you try. It's like, planning mode had to be canceled because of a thing. So, like, it requires too much active attention, as opposed to Azure Lane, where once you got auto battle, like, unless you're doing higher level hard maps, you literally just auto battle them. So it's really easy for me to just do some other stuff. Okay, got a perfect on that map. Tap through. Anything interesting drop? No. Okay, move on to the next square. Do the next battle. Keep going. Super easy to grind that out, and just it's not a drag because I don't have to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas a Girls Frontline is 100% thinking about things. There is no gameplay besides thinking about things. Like, the only thing you can besides the fact that your girls shoot automatically, the only thing you don't have to think about is auto skill use, and that's just because that's literally use the skill whenever it's available to use.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're not. That's like doing auto battles in Azure Lane 2. There's no thought to when the girls shoot off their stuff. Oh, that remind me. Speaking of shooting off stuff, they previewed a new T-Doll they're gonna introduce this month. Did you see that picture I posted? I posted it earlier. What's her face? K11. We have another crazy psycho girl with hot pants.
I'm just waiting for P90. Okay.
Oh yeah, samesies. But ARs are cool. Is she? No, she's okay. So no, she's 5-star. Even though the timers are like they're using all this blue color, and she's a 5-star. That's neato. I really should look up what the fuck gun she's supposed to be, because this thing's got, like, you can see it in the art design. She's got a stonking huge scope on that thing, which has to be like a telescopic or possibly even an AR. Or it's the laser rangefinder, and she's got, like, Lucky, you may remember hearing about this. Remember the XM25, those experimental 25mm grenades that they were gonna integrate into everything?
And
didn't. I think she might have one of those laser rangefinder scopes, so that might be what gun this is the thing that project was supposed to be, which was an AR with the 25mm grenade launcher built in it, but just, you can tell everything you need to know about this character from the fact that she's carrying a box full of grenades, which she's just manhandling. She's dropping them. That's her
if she doesn't have a grenade
idle animation is flipping them. No, that's her ability. Her ability is called Terror Grenade. So that's everything you need to know about this girl just looking at her. Her attack is called Terror Grenade. She juggles grenades for fun. And she's, got one of those crazy smiles on her face.
Good stuff.
I've expressed to everybody that Sopmod is one of my favorite girls. So, hey, I can see about a K11. Maybe I'll get some cores back if I try to do AR builds.
Right now I'm working on my multitasking because this is one of the things that have, I can't say it's really super distracting me. But I finally picked up another gacha game.
Is that what you're playing in the background right now that everyone on the internet can hear?
Yeah, I'm seeing I'm testing to see how well I can play this game while actually trying to hold a conversation.
Okay. It doesn't bother me, but I'm going to warn you that may bother some people that they can hear your audio in snippets when you do detect or whatever.
I just missed a bunch.
Rip.
Oh wait, nope.
I know, we got a live audience. They can say whether or not how they feel about it. Anyway.
Okay, anyway, I failed. I failed.
So what game was it? Go ahead and talk about it.
So it's called, let me see, let me actually get the full name here. It's called, Bang Dream, Girls Party. And it is, commonly known as Bandori. It is a gacha-style rhythm game. So, Lucky actually has a bit of a love for rhythm games. I really like rhythm games. Back when Guitar Hero was big,
I think I said this before. I never really got into DDR, but I did like Guitar Hero when that was a genre that existed.
Yeah, I still like DDR. I still like Guitar Hero. It's just, motherfucking, it's expensive to have that shit. Like, honestly. Like, if I was to get a DDR machine, even if I was to get one of the console ports, I would have to get a pad. And anyone who plays DDR knows those pads aren't they ain't that great. You have to build or buy like the reinforced ones. And Guitar Hero, it's like I've actually worn out those fucking buttons and the strum bar because I would play it sound like I used to play on Expert on Guitar Hero. I wasn't amazing at Expert, like I wasn't 100%ing shit, but I could play. I could get good scores. No, I cannot do Through the Fire and Flames on Expert. I could do it on hard, but not on Expert. But, so, Camper, one of our resident, Discord nerds, talked about it a bit one day. I was like, you know what, I'll pick this up. I installed it and let it sit for like 2 weeks, and about like, do I really want to do this? I really want to do this. And as usual, on some lonely, cold, dark 2 a.m. night, I was like, all right, I'm going to open this shit up. And I was like, oh my god, I fucking love this. Now, I'm not playing this hardcore, like, every single fucking day, log in, do some shit and stuff. But I'm definitely, like, it's definitely something I'm not going to uninstall anytime soon. And I rather like it. Some interesting things about it is that, like, it's all fully voiced. Like, fully voiced, all of it. Like, even the little tiny interactions, the girls will speak. And all the character images are live 2D models when they're speaking. So I'm like, this is a lot of work. But I guess it's not as much as this because there's only, let's see, how many bands is there? Like 5 or 6? There's 5 or 6 bands, and each band has 5 girls. So it's basically, 30 or something girls. And just, all there is like different costumes for the girls. It's like, there's like Halloween costumes, Christmas costumes, different like performing costumes, all that crazy stuff. And that's how you like separate your gacha level. And I don't know how I particularly feel about that. Because on one hand, it's like all I am is really rolling for the same people over and over again. But at the same time, you also kind of get the sense, you get a better feel of each of these characters as you explore different aspects of like who they are and stuff. So I'm just like, yeah, no, I like it.
Yeah, on the one hand, there's not variety. Whoop, why did I... Oh, I accidentally pinched a cord. It was like, why is my microphone trying to dig itself into my chest? But, the idea that they're just the same characters, well, that doesn't have as much variety in the roster. That does definitely, that means that missing a unit is probably not as bad, because you're like, well, I already have some of these people, this is just a different variation, right? Like, this is exploring the difference, so it takes kind of some of that need to roll out of it. And
yeah, so I'm not feeling anything, because here's the thing.
It definitely does something that I think is good for these types, for this type of model, which is it basically tickles down to just the cosmetics, right? Because I assume there's not a lot of gameplay difference between characters who are the same, right? If there's even a gameplay element to that, because I don't know.
There is, because there's different types. Each of the girls have different types. It's like, Happy, Force, actually, what are they called? Let me see here. See if I can figure this out here. Oh, okay, yeah, there's 4 different types. There's the powerful type, the cool type, pure type, and happy type. And this is how they really mix it up. Because, one costume will be of the powerful type, but another costume with the same girl will be of the cool type. And there's things you can get in the game that affect your score, that can be done by using certain types. But, so, for gameplay purposes, no, it's just a rhythm game that you're gonna, push buttons in time with the beat and go along with them. But all, like, the levels, the rarity, the types, it all affects your score and how high you can get it. Like, right now, I haven't got, like, you start off at C rank scores. I haven't got a B rank yet. Because, again, I'm at that point, like, I really don't care that much about scoring. I just want to, play cool, covers of songs. Because here's the other thing I learned about this game. Yeah, a lot of these girls, because there's, as I said, there's 5 bands. There's 5 bands, and they all have, like, original, quote-unquote, songs, which, all, like, actually, they might be full-length songs. They might actually have fucking full CDs, I don't know. But they also do, song covers from, like, anime and stuff, and, when I found that out, I was all like, ooh! I actually talked about this on stream a little bit. Let me see if I can actually pull them up. So, let's see here. Oh, here they all are. Alright, so, among the covers they have A Cruel Angel's Thesis from Evangelion, this game, which is the opening to No Game No Life, Sugar Song and Bitter Step, which was the ending to the first season of Blood Blockade Battlefront. People probably won't know that one. Sword Hero Days, which was the opening to Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann. Alchemy, which was a song in Angel Beats. Here's 2 that might interest you, Omega. They have Life Will Change from Persona 5, and Reach Out to the Truth and from Persona 4. Neato. Ready Steady Go from the first season of the original Fullmetal Alchemist anime.
A classic.
Yeah.
Classic.
And it, like, honestly, like, I really love this cover too. As well as I was playing, like, it's probably what you heard the snippets of. Okay, hang on here. Actually, let me play it a little bit. I'm pretty sure it's not gonna get a fucking. See, like, listen to this.
Yeah, it doesn't come through really clear if you're not speaking, because I think your audio detection.
Oh god, so my audio detection.
Yeah,
let me talk a little bit.
It's too soft, I think, for the software to pick up.
Damn it!
But we hear it in snippets when you talk for a little bit. Let's see. Hopefully, we can get maybe we can get a little bit of a clean clip.
Well, maybe. Let's see here. Ready, steady, go, Bandori.
Yeah, if you can find an MP3 of it, obviously I could click on it and play it a snippet, which would be recorded. And if it's under 5 seconds, it's probably okay.
Let me see if this is a good one. They have the fucking... Never mind. But it's like a really good cover. It's like my favorite thing I play.
Internet, you have the power of Google. Fucking find it.
But as I said, I really like it, and they keep adding songs too, which is the cool thing I find.
Well, I've realized this, I think, with lots of, not just with gacha necessarily, but with lots of these, like, the quote-unquote games as a service, or the kind of extended period model is, you kind of have something to do all the time. You have to have some kind of constant ad. Otherwise, people will just put it down for a couple of weeks and forget about it.
Yeah.
Like honestly, Girls Frontline probably isn't doing anything right now that'll try and get my money, because, one, they're super generous with the gems. Like, I think we've talked about this. Their economics for gem spending is kind of annoying, but goddamn, they are so much more generous with gems than, say, like, Azure Lane is. I got, like, 700 or 800 gems right now, which is probably going to have to be spent on eventually on another 10 TDOL slots or something, but I might spend it on dorms or something, I don't know. But, like...
Yeah, I think you get, like, honestly, like, maybe, like, 2...
But I have, like, 7 echelons and 4 dorms.
Yeah.
Like, and I recently bought, a full 5 repair slots, because I was tired of having to leave a whole an echelon out, basically. I was like, fuck this, I'll buy a 5th slot. I could do this. Whereas, we'll talk about Azure Lane more in a little bit, but Azure Lane is so stingy with the gems. Like, I legitimately don't have a 5th slot in dorms because it's super freaking expensive, and I never think about it when I have lots of gems, because I want to spend them on shit like costumes. When the game gives me when I buy a boatload of gems, that is. Like, I would really love if they did the Girls Frontline system where, like, 3 times a month you got, like, 30, 90, 120 gems. Not necessarily enough to, like... Actually, I don't know. For Azure Lane, that might be too much. That gives you a free dockyard upgrade every month. That's too generous for those greedy land barons of the sea, I guess, because it's dock space. I don't fucking know. Whatever. But yeah, I feel like a lot of these games need a constant influx. Like, not that I ever play Apex Legends, but I've been hearing news stories for, like, weeks now, which is like, Apex was really super cool, but then they didn't add anything new for, like, a month, and now their player base is going way down. Whoops. Because that's what gets these multiplayer people in, is, like, the constant mix-up, the new fresh stuff. Is there a new...
Yeah.
Even if it's just, like, extra challenges for points, like, you need something new and fresh. Otherwise, you end up with an Omega situation, which is, I only play... Now that Titanfall 2 is not getting any more updates, but, like, I only play the Titanfall 2 multiplayer, like, every couple of months when I need my comfort games. Or... every couple of months, I'll get a sudden urge to play Rainbow Six Siege and see what's new and, like, try out some stuff and be like, oh, well, if I ever actually make enough credits, I'll buy that operator sometime. Stuff like that. You need to keep stuff in your public's mind, otherwise they forget about you. And when your game is not a complete experience, like, say, like Persona 5, gives you fucking hours and hours and hours of shit. We have proved that. We can take screenshots of our fucking timers. But that's not necessarily after you do maybe a couple runs. That's a complete experience. You don't necessarily need to come back to that anytime soon. But I think, especially for mobile, that's the kind of thing where they have to be giving you new shit, so you have a reason to do more than be there for 5 minutes, because if you're not being there for more than 5 minutes, you forget about it and you don't think to spend money. Do we want to move to talk about Azure Lane?
Let's see here. Yeah, as I said, like, honestly, like, well, I'm gonna finish up my thoughts about
go for it
here. So, like, another of the big things is, it has the rhythm game options. It's not, like, I don't feel like it's gacha intensive. Like, as I said, I can play, like, any song I want and just, mash on or fucking things. But, like, yeah, that's an actual skill thing on my part. If I'm not, able to complete something, that's not because of, the game saying, you're not strong enough. It's like, no, you just can't hit these buttons fucking fast enough. You can't keep a rhythm. I'm like, no, I'm tone deaf. So, like, I enjoy that. Like, Bondor is definitely going to be just my casual gacha game. It's just like, I'm going to go play a few anime covers and feel good as I hear cute anime, like, high school girls, like, sing their heart out. Like, this appeals to me. But the other half of Bondor, what to realize is there's a lot of actual story in it of, like, these girls and their lives. Like, one of the things you can just do is, like, you can go around to different locations in the town, and you'll just see girls hanging out, the girls hanging out there, and you can tap on them, and they'll just, like, have a little conversation about what they're doing right
Actually,
there.
here's a good question. Who are you in Bandori? Is this like a manager san type of thing?
Like pretty much literally, yeah. Actually, hang on. There's a screenshot I took.
Shikikan.
Which
manager. Whatever the
I'm not a manager. Like here's the thing, I'm not a manager on the bonds. I'm a faceless guy who works in a live house that all these girls go to. And I have to like wrangle them up every once in a while.
It's music executive producer Lucky. I'm trying to remember what the fuck they called the guy in Uma Musume, because the character who was the obvious self-insert was kind of goofy. I'm trying to remember what it was. Was he like coach? I don't remember.
All right, I think this is it. Hang on, I had to find the image of them like calling me out on my shit.
Drop it to me.
There it is.
As I do rank a quest in the background.
Yeah.
Hey, guess what? There's not anything to do in fucking FGO, so I'm just spending my AP doing whatever I feel like.
Yes. Yes, Misaki is in that picture is talking about me, and I guess this mysterious staff person.
Oh, that's perfect. Mysterious staff member song. Also, by the way, sick hat.
Yeah. I guess that all these girls are fucking, you love them all. There's like, oh my god. And, like, the stories, like, there's no, like, this is the thing I actually kind of appreciate. There's no, like, real super serious story.
No, dude, everything has to be heavy.
Yeah, exactly. And this is, like, after playing Girls Frontline, like, I think this is what I needed in my life. It's like, no, these are just a whole bunch of girls who want to, like, who love music, want to play, and want to pursue their own, like, music ideals. And they're all in high school.
That's a quintessential anime genre, isn't it?
Yeah. Fun fact, this has, like, 2 anime seasons.
Wow, nice. Neato.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're any good.
I don't know. I'm actually thinking about trying them out.
Yeah, kind of acts. It's kind of cute girls doing cute things, but also I think, some of it you can argue is because they do have the idol culture over there, but I think there is just a genuine, like, interest in sort of people doing fictitious music act stuff. Like, music as a passion is a big deal in Japan. Like, I'm trying to think, if there's a good analog in the US? Probably, well, some of it probably not, because we have a shitload of reality TV, which kind of, I think, sometimes scratches that itch. But also, I suppose it's like, like how we have a lot of, like, I think maybe celebrity-focused entertainment. Like, you'll see shows about people who do shows occasionally, because that's a big thing here, is our entertainment culture and exports. People who are movie stars or TV stars.
We just have shows about, like, celebrities living their lives, and people inhale that shit.
Yeah, so I think it's probably a similar cultural touchstone, which is like, oh, these people are, they're aspiring to do music for music and stuff like that.
That's a common thing you see in anime all the time. It's just, those people, singing and playing on the streets and, and they got a dream.
Martial arts is another big thing about that. I feel like, at its heart, a lot of these are aimed at, like, late high school kids who need to figure out what they want to do with their lives, so it appeals to you to, like, especially we understand this as creatives, it kind of appeals to some of that stuff where, like, yeah, you should pursue your dream and go into music, because that's an actual career, and some people will take that seriously if you do entertainment. As opposed to become another faceless office drone, who hates his life and sings rage metal karaoke on the weekends. Have we reminded everybody that Agretsuko is really good?
Again, this is going to be my eternal shame that I did not realize that the Netflix Agretsuko was
new shorts. Yeah, it's still pretty rad. I wonder, when are they going to do a fucking new season? I'm still watching through The Wire, so I haven't looked at Netflix in like a couple of weeks. I don't know. I think Kakagururi 2 has to be soon. I need to double check on some stuff Netflix wise, but I'm in super Amazon Prime land right now. I'm like over halfway through season 3 of The Wire. There's 5 seasons. They've just launched the Good Omens TV show, which I have to at least try. because I love that book and I love David Tennant. So I mean, I gotta try. I'll see what they do. They could do good. They could do goo. And then it's like I don't know what else I'm gonna watch on Amazon Prime. I'm either gonna watch their original series Bosch, or I'm gonna watch all of Boardwalk Empire. But
so I'm gonna talk a little bit on Netflix here because I actually watched something recently that
go for it. That's rare. You don't usually watch TV.
Yeah. Well, as I say, you're not gonna be too surprised when I tell you. But word. So Bondori, like honestly, like I think you like if you were a bit more into like anime songs and whatnot, I could recommend it. But
I mean, that was a major of my music choice for a large chunk of my life was, and even still is. There's a lot of anime soundtracks and openings and stuff. It's just I'm not necessarily hip with what's current because my anime watching is very seasonal. Speaking of which, when the fuck does when does My Hero come back? That's sometime this summer. Is that summer? Okay, summer's gonna be good then, because that'll be Case Files and My Hero.
Well, as I said, it's just like you know me, like I'm the one who's like, oh my god, anime songs, I love this. Listen to this, and you're just like,
yeah, I don't talk about it. Maybe that's because you're a little bit older and more self-actualized than I am. But like, I didn't have people to talk to that about during my edgy loner teen years of listening to anime music alone in my room at night. So I'm probably not as conversational about that as I could be. Like, if I popped my MP3 player, and yes, I own a standalone MP3 player, how the fuck do people use their phones for this? One, they're so heavy, and two, how do you have the space for music? But like if you plug that in and pop that open, it would be, I'd say 50% video game music and or video game inspired music like remixes, and probably about 40 to 45% anime, either OP, ED, or bed music, and the remaining 10% is actual normal ass music by people.
Oh shit, I should actually think about mine would be.
And maybe move soundtracks. Like that is a heavy amount of my listening, and as some people may or may not know, I listen to a lot of music when I work. Lucky knows this and sometimes dreads it, I'm sure, because when I kind of let the music flow to me, and then that, depending on what I'm listening to, that can give me certain ideas and inspiration, which means Lucky will have to deal with something terrible later.
But, so actually, no, with like that in mind, like, oh wait, no, you don't have, like, see, this is the problem I usually have with like the mobile, like, rhythm games. If you don't have a good phone, good fucking luck.
I have a probably not super great phone. Also, I literally don't have any space. I literally don't have any fucking space for anything new. Like, especially if it's got songs in it. Fuck no. There's no way I have enough space for that.
Yeah, no, this download thing is fucking stupid. But like, if we ever get you like a good phone, like I'm gonna have to like have you like sit down and try it and just see how you like it.
Yeah, sure. I mean, like I super enjoyed P5D. Like that was remarkably refreshing, and I need to go off and capstone off a couple of social links in that game actually.
I might send you some links of like some of the songs and how the game plays and yeah, you like that.
I know. To briefly speak on Persona Dancing, I think I need to buy P4D just because that has an actual story and some of the music is really good. I don't know if I can justify, at least not at current full pricing, buying P3D, because as much as I listen to the actual songs and remixes that are on, I'm like, oh my god, this takes me back. Like, not even like remixes, but just oh fuck, I forget the exact name, but it's something like, you know, like Walking Through the Stars, the mall theme or the school theme and stuff. I'm just like, oh my god, I'm 13 again. This is great. And I love the way the characters look, but it's just like, I don't know if I can justify paying another $40 for just to play through that music when I can listen to it for free, you know? So maybe when it's on discount, I'll pick up all of them. They're really good titles, but you were actually talking about Netflix earlier, Lucky.
Yeah. So my final thoughts with Bandori is it's part rhythm game, part slice of life, girls slice of life, cute girls going dating, and only part gotcha. And honestly, it's good. So if anyone's looking for something in that kind of flavor and feel, you should definitely give it a try. So this is gonna take me tangent. This was actually like a little bit old, but I actually sat down and fucking finally binged all of Castlevania on Netflix. And I kind of like, again, this is me like punching myself. It's like, why didn't I watch this sooner?
When everyone else like did. That. I also still haven't watched it. Probably because I'm not super big on Castlevania. I've only really played. I super enjoyed Symphony of the Night, but that's like my only experience. But I haven't watched that forever. Like, it's been in Netflix. I think it's in my Netflix queue, and I still haven't watched it.
Yeah, I know. That's like it's the same for me. It's all like it's on my watch list. Like when Lucky gets depressed, he like just like he wants to binge something, and I wasn't in an anime mood. Like again, I'm not against like regular TV. I just have to be in the mood for it, and just more times than not, I'm in an anime mood than a regular TV mood. But once I was not, and I was all like, all right, I'm gonna watch this, and I fucking loved it. Like, if you haven't watched it, I'm not gonna get into it then. But the fucking fight scenes are amazing. The art style is a little weird here and there. Yeah,
because it's made in the West, but it's anime inspired, right?
Yeah,
I think, if I remember rightly.
It's definitely, it's based off Castlevania, so...
Right, it's based on a Japanese property, obviously.
Yeah, so... But as I said, like, I like the characters, I like the story. Like, oh man, you just feel so sad for fucking goddamn Dracula. He's just an angry man who got upset his wife got killed. He just so happens to have the fucking powers of hell under his command.
Dracula's a great character in Castlevania. So is Alucard. Like,
yeah.
Those at least some of the earlier ones, I understand that, like, a lot of Konami productions, they've been a little troubled in the recent decade. But a lot of the older Castlevanias are really solid, really interesting characters and stories and stuff.
Yeah, and Castle in the Netflix series, like, definitely like sells you on that. And and apparently they're making another one. I'm like, yes, good, I will watch this. But I get, like, again, like, if you get a chance, like, once you're done, like, punching Amazon Prime for all its pocket change, yeah, you should give Castlevania a watch. I think you'd like it. You get to see some.
I probably would. It's one of those things where it's like I just have to, you talk about being in the mood. Like, Stranger Things is going to have a new season this July. I really wanted to watch the first two to catch up again and be in the right mood, but it's just sometimes you're just like, dude, I don't feel like watching Stranger Things right now. Like, TV, like, entertainment, especially binging, you have to be in the right place for that to actually sit down and go, like, yeah, I'm going to do this. And I'm going to keep at it.
Oh, this is something I've noticed about Netflix original animes. They get a lot of 3D stuff. Like a surprising amount. Like, the Ingress anime was 3D. They just came out with another one. I don't know the fucking name of it, but, like, it's high school students transported to the future and they gotta get in giant robots. Also 3D. It's like, basically, it seems like majority of the, like, what are those?
Yeah,
things?
all
like,
the Godzilla movies were 3D, even though I think those were Eastern Studios. There's one anime I can't remember right now. It's like super future in the giant tube place.
Yeah, no, like,
whatever that's called that escapes me completely right now. I believe that was 3D.
Yeah, High School Girl is 3D. High Score Girl, excuse me, is 3D. It's like, I don't know if it's like, I'm just curious. It's like what's the process? Because I definitely want to say like 75% of the anime they have is 3D. Oh, this reminds me. There's something that on Netflix I'm just waiting myself to get in the mood that I really want to do. It's called, what was it? Like Love, Death, and Robots? Or Love, Sex, and Robots?
Sex, and Robots. That's another series that I've heard really good, but I like it. Similarly, I'm just like,
I have that on my watch list because I see it. I'm all like, oh my god, I love everything about this. Like, am I going to sit down and watch it right now? Nah. No,
Netflix has this great ability to advertise stuff you want to watch, but maybe not right now. You can put it in the queue and you go back to it later. And then sometimes you boot up your queue and you feel shame because you're like, fuck, I got like 5 or 6 different shows. That's a joke, by the way. I have like a dozen that I haven't watched. But then you're like, but the reason why I booted up Netflix is because I really feel like watching Altered Carbon again.
Now, okay, but on Netflix, for real, Netflix, if you're listening, where's my season 2 of Kakagurui?
Yeah, I was wondering about that. I think that should be soon, but I don't know. I haven't looked lately.
See, again, because I said I've come to accept Netflix for what it is, but I still can't accept the fact that it takes so fucking long to get the shit.
I really don't know what their contract requirements are. I don't know if they book some of these anime that they have to get the dubs done. Is that what it is? Is like they?
No, I think my gut instinct is that they're literally waiting for the Blu-ray releases in Japan.
That's fair because that is literally higher quality animation, which that's an idea for a streaming service. Like once again, we're not really talking about Game of Thrones because I still haven't caught up on all of it and stuff. But a lot of people were complaining lately about how like HBO's streaming services are kind of like subpar, and there's a lot of like artifacting and color problems, color correction issues. Mm-hmm. Like, so that is still a thing to worry about. So if Netflix wants to be like, yeah, we're waiting until we get the fucking highest quality animation we can get, I can understand that too.
Yeah.
That's still kind of annoying. Like, Blu-rays, I can understand why those are delayed. I think we've talked about this. I still don't understand why movies take so long to go to like digital rental, or at least some of them do. Like, I've been shocked to see some movies, like, PlayStation stores, like, you can buy this right now or rent it right now. I'm like, wow, neato. That's not a movie I want to watch right now, but it's there. But other stuff is like, fuck, this takes forever.
Yeah, so, again, like, I know this is me beating the dead horse, but, as I said, Netflix, why you take so long? Like, it's the balance, Netflix, you're gonna get that good quality animation, but you're gonna have to wait a while. Actually, I guess that's how I can explain it. Netflix is like, your classy dining establishment. Crunchyroll is your fucking fast food joint.
Yeah, basically. Like, Crunchyroll is, it's here, it's now, there might be a subtitle error, maybe there's some animation glitches because that's how it showed on TV in Japan, where a cabbage was a ball or something. It's like, I don't remember what series that's from, but I know that's a famous off-model screen cap where literally on TV release, a cabbage is literally animated as just a green sphere, and then it's fixed in the Blu-ray release. But that's Crunchyroll, and then Netflix is like, yo, dude, we spent a shitload of money, so we're gonna give you the best possible product, because some of these animes we fucking funded. That reminds me, I think Netflix or Studio IG said that they're doing a second season of Be the Beginning. I wonder, I haven't heard anything about that. I wonder when that's gonna hit.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Yeah, that's cool. Like, I know some people were a little even keeled on that, but I loved it because I love urban fantasy stuff, and it was like, it was a legit police procedural, but also there was Animu fighting bird boys in it, which was really rad.
Hello, fully automatic 50 cal.
Yeah, there was some dumb stuff, but the animation was smooth.
Yeah, it was. Melt that barrel, yo. Well, it should have melted that barrel. That's what it was. But yeah. So I guess anime wise, I guess that's really I couldn't talk about a lot. But again, you don't watch anime anymore.
Not right now. No, I haven't felt it. Like I've got an episode still of Slime Q, and I do really kind of feel like I want to go back and finish that out because I didn't do the second core of that, the second half, But I should sometime. But other than that, it's just like, I don't know. Nothing's felt like it's jumped out at me, and I really feel like I'm waiting for like something that I know 100% I want to watch to come back. Like, I know for a fact when Hero Academia comes back, I'm there. When Case Files comes out, I'm there. When Babylonia comes out in like October in the fall, I'm there. Other than that, I don't know. I'm not sure.
And Lucky's over here just drowning and like, give it to me all. Let's see here. So I talked about Netflix a bit. Talked about. Oh, I guess we can like pivot back to gacha games and talk about motherfucking Azure Lane.
Yeah, before we got into Netflix, I wondered if we were going to jump to there, but you still had some thoughts on Banduri. So yeah, we can talk about AL going strong, doing stuff in that. I actually looked this up. The Scherzo of Iron and Blood. That's apparently how you pronounce that. I googled it.
Bismarck and U556 are wholesome. I love them.
Yeah, Bismarck's really interesting. I like her a lot. I'm super glad that I bought her Live 2D skin. Because, hey, everybody talk about what you did with the Lucky Bag, because I know everybody bought one. I wasn't gonna, but then I was like, shit, it's close to payday anyway. I'll skip buying honestly, Super Spicy Trail Mix this month, and I'll listen. I like Azure Lane. I'll drop on the on the bag, because that'll give me enough gems to buy Bismarck skin, because I did get Bismarck. I think I was able to talk about that last week. And then it'll give me the enough cash for the double ring pack. Enterprise and Prince, by the way.
I'm still eyeing that double ring pack because I bought the Lucky Bag. What costume did you get, by the way?
Helena, actually, which I'm glad for. Helena, she looks good.
I got Yorktown.
Neat. That's also another good one. And then I was like, I'll get the bag I'll get something, and if it's not Bismarck, I'll buy Bismarck, and I'll have enough left over for the double pack, and I'll get shitloads of skins. And I do. I have loads of skins.
You see, what's going on in my heart of hearts right now is I kind of want to spend the gems I have on getting the fucking Thorm skin.
I can see that. I've kind of accepted I'm not doing Bismarkhaus. I have the regular Iron Blood bar one, and that's okay. It's funny, I've got Little Bell, George, Tirpitz, and Bismarck down there right now, because I got my 8K. I got Bismarck, but I'm not done yet because I want that fucking 556 skin. Because I also got 556. I think I've built everybody in the build. Now I'm doing I'm doing the light for the extra points daily and for a chance at maybe Cleveland or Lena.
Yeah.
Because it's funny. I wonder if they knew this when they designed the party event, but there's a little bit of Cleveland and Helena shipping in it.
Mm-hmm. I'm okay with it. Cleve Bro. I like how everyone calls Cleve Bro, and now we actually have a ship called Cleve Lad. I'm all like, you cheeky bastards.
Yeah, the localization team's on point.
Mm-hmm.
Also, yes, this does technically come with Lil Sandy. Also, the first time I think there's been a temporary ship in AL.
Yeah, called an NPC.
Because they give you a pseudo copy, which I'm not fucking with, because I'm like, I'm not spending fucking resources on you. You're not real yet.
Yeah,
but
what I've done is I've thrown her in an Eagle fleet, and she's just rolling around. I don't fully understand this event, because it says you're supposed to, if you sortie with her, you're supposed to get double the points, and I am not getting double the points. I'm like, game, how you do?
I don't know. She has. Thanks, Panda. So in chat, Panda said she has to survive to get double points.
Oh.
Rip. So that's why she exists. Okay, I'll make do with my 12 points a pop, guys. Because guess what? I'm just over 50% on Monarch on the first EXP tier. So
wait, one Panda. Clarify. She has to go into the boss fight and has to survive. Correct? I'm waiting for his response. That's why we're quiet.
His response. Hold on, sorry. I'm doing Galaxy Brain thinking about this rank up quest.
All right, then I'm gonna try. Okay, I'm gonna retry this then, and I'm just gonna fucking not. Wait, no. Wait, actually, let me double try this.
Because leave her in a corner as a dead weight, and then actually do the work with somebody else.
Well, because that's the thing. The first time I tried, she wasn't in the boss kill team, and I still only got fucking 12 points. I was like, wait a minute. Now let me go. Let me try this again.
Yeah, people are saying that she doesn't have to be in the kill team, so we'll see. You'll have to do some science.
Science! Oh, they're not gonna let me bring all my heavy cubes.
But yeah, so we're double checking. Don't trust me on that. All right, hold on. We're getting some news from the back team. Important. Little Sandy participates and survives the boss battle. Okay, so that's why they gave it to you temporarily. Listen, I gotta be honest. I'm not one of those people who has that weird, ironic, horribly domestic abused relationship with San Diego. I'm just like, oh hey, here's some free medals. I'll use this to buy bullins to give my real ships more limit breaks. So I'm not really fussed about Lil Sandy.
I'm a little fussed because, like, honestly, like, I've used my San Diego, like, a fair bit. She's, like, level 100. She has her skill fully leveled. Like,
when they tried out her retro, maybe. But for now, it's just like, oh, I built one of these gold trash. Let's just turn this into metals. Go home, extra Sandy. I have enough of you.
Let's see. It was like,
because boy howdy, do I really need the exchange shop for purple and gold bullins. Boy howdy. Because when we realized last week that you can do that Bismarck Tirpitz wombo combo, I was like, oh shit, Tirpitz, you have a reason to exist now. Get in the fucking house. Get in the house. Get in this weird beer bath pool thing.
And Chiki-Kon's gonna take pictures of you. Yes.
Eat this curry. Actually, and Bismarck has a especially after getting her skin, because I put her as my secretary for a little bit. Hood's my default, but if I get a new ship I want to try, especially if they've got a cool Live 2D skin, I'll put them in for, a month or two for the event. Like I did that with Graf, and I'm doing that with Bismarck right now. Bismarck's actually kind of fun to have in your sex slot, because she like actually says in her new Live 2D skin, she's like, I think her normal touch is like, oh, Commander, make sure to invite Tirpitz, because I'm not sure how to talk to her.
Oh god,
which is kind of they've got kind of an awkward sisters thing going on. Also, hey, guess what? Her special touch is Commander. Don't tease me like that.
Oh
and I'm like, oh my.
Skin win.
Yeah, that'll be fun. But yeah, no, and it's a really good use of Live 2D. Like, once again, AL astonishing me. Like, she's got fucking sparkles. She interacts with her bouquet of flowers, with the swords she's got sitting next to her, and with her drink. It's a really good Live 2D skin. I'm actually, just for the artistry, I know we've talked to some people in the community who are like, yeah, I'm not really sold on blowing gems on skins, because it's just, I don't feel like I get to appreciate them. I feel kind of weird, sending these girls out to fight in their skivvies or whatever. and I can kind of understand that. But especially like as a live 2D to throw in your secretary slot, she's just real great. Like it's such a beautiful animation.
Fun fact, right now I actually have I can't pronounce her name to save my life. Leipzig, as my secretary.
We talked about this. I don't remember. Listen, we've discussed this. We have problems with the German phenomes. I'm glad Tirpitz and Bismarck are pretty easy to say. And hey, guess what? I know how to pronounce Graf Zeppelin.
Graf Zeppelin,
aka Count Zeppelin.
Mm-hmm. So yeah,
I'm hard to work. Might run into a Zeppelin someday. Who knows?
As long as it's not named Hindenburg. So yeah, so
I'm putting
a fair amount of time into Azure Lane. I'm kind of like split of how to split my attention now because I still need to farm for fucking shit for points in the regular, but I also like want to get the little Sandy. I got Lena. I have a small Helena now.
Neat.
I'm still hoping for to get a Cleveland.
Yeah, I'd like a Cleveland. Cleveland's actually done some work. I wonder, should I rotate her into my front? I don't think she's in my Eagle fleet right now. Maybe I should rotate her in. I need to do some reorg on some of my fleets, because I have some, depending on where stuff is, I have some characters that I might want to cycle out. Like, no offense to Exeter, I kind of like her in York and London a little too, but I kind of want to put when Little Belle's fully leveled, because she's max limit break. She just needs to spend a couple more weeks in the dorm with her adorable nightcap. I kind of want to put her in my main Britain fleet, who currently all the backline is battleships because I'm trying real hard on that fucking Monarch. After Monarch, I think I want to go with San Louis. It's that or what's the current soccer fleet one? Is it Izumo? One of those two.
Izumo? I think so.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't know. I'll get to Rune eventually. I'm not super excited about her, but I'll get there eventually. I don't know if I'll bother with Neptune. I don't know. Somebody's gonna have to sell me on Neptune because I have a really decent Royal Navy frontline, and I'm not too fussed about her design.
We do have mad lads in our Discord though. There are some people who've already completed two ships.
Yes.
I'm like, damn.
Yes, we have heard of these people. They have no.
mic. Izumo and Ibuki. That's what it was. Izumo is backline. Ibuki is front.
I don't remember. I think Izumo is the design I like. I'll have to look at them again though. I was laser focused on Monarch and not St. Louis, but St. Louis, the only Iris ship we have right now. Because maybe I'll build an Iris themed fleet someday. Who knows? Because I'm gonna want those girls. Those are both the evil and the good French girls are really good civs. So also, dear God,
but I have put
Izumo. There you go, horns and a giant sword. That's what I want.
Yeah. Like honestly, with
Dear Azure Lane, please give me 2 more fleet slots so I can go up to 6. Submarines don't count. Though I am actually glad we get 2 submarine fleets, because I now actually have more than 3 submarines. So I'm like, shit. I think I gotta put all my German submarines together, and then the other one will be the junk submarine team.
You see, I wouldn't mind more fleet slots, but personally what I would like is I would just like the ability just to make presets to put in my slots.
Yeah, or I guess that could be another one, is to like save a fleet formation and then quickly load it.
Yeah.
That'd also be, either way, just give me the ability to be way easier with how many ships I can field at a time, other than hard mode, obviously, which I like. And actually, honestly, I need to do more fucking hard mode. I've realized I've run out of some blueprints. I was trying to do Coln's retrofit, and I'm like, shit, I don't have any more blueprints for this. Where'd all my blues go? Fucking do hard modes and stuff. But I'm just doing the daily for the 3x points, because I'm chipping away at 556's costume, because I got science rules, and I need to get 556's so she and Bismarck can hang out, because that's how that event ends. And it's, we want to talk about writing. Like, Azure Lane does that perfect pivot between lighthearted stuff and then soul destroying. This Skirts of Iron and Blood is really well written. The first half is you're playing from Bismarck's POV as she ditches the main fleet after shooting down Hood, ditches the main fleet to go back to port for repairs and stuff, and is chased by literally all the Royal Navy.
Yeah.
And then the second half is Bismarck has a little encounter with the Sirens and goes a little crazy. And you play the Royal Navy beating up Sirens and trying to capture Bismarck. And the implication I got from the ending is that Bismarck does turn red and does go Super Saiyan But
well,
then
yeah, basically the story is that
she,
the Sirens gives her like something that will, like modify her wisdom cube.
yeah, they're doing. This is another great event that actually gets to the story of what the fuck is going on, because like this is another case where the Sirens are literally doing siren science. Like they are literally doing that in the story. They're trying to get Bismarck to use her hidden Chuny powers, and apparently it's really rad. Yeah. She can shoot beams like a saber. Ironic, given that she blows up one of King George's armor plates, because King George is played by the original Saber. I need to hang out with King George and see what her voice lines are like. But yeah, like, and there's this story has like two great bookends of ships sinking in water, or at least ships from below. Like there's a bookend where while Hood is sinking, they say that she gets recovered, but obviously like she does get damaged and go down, where she like basically is giving what she thinks is her last will and testament, basically, as commander of the fleet. And then the end of the story, the final story map is Bismarck's going crazy. You know, the normal A and B lines. Bismarck's going crazy, and 556 is rushing there to bail her out because she's surrounded and possibly sinking. I don't know. The angle's a little obscure, but I assume if she can be towed, Bismarck was not actually sunk.
Well, see, like, and this is the thing I liked about, because they had a side event when you're playing as U-556, and the end of that event is U-556 realizing there's something wrong with Bismarck and rushing to save her.
Yeah, because that's when you get the
Oath the Promise, which again is something that actually fucking happened in military history.
Right. There was the send-off and everything, and it's super adorable. And also the Promise Certificate's really cool because it has unique effects for either 556 or Bismarck.
Yeah, and so I really like it. Again, I'm really sold on like the Iron Blood fleet as a whole. Like, I don't know, just something about them. Like, maybe it's because they're a little bit more dark and edgy, but they also
I think they definitely have a lot of that. They have a lot of that Chuny kind of try-hard extraness to them. They got a lot of drama. But it kind of makes sense because, like, so we've talked about this before. Technically, they're Kriegsmarine, they're KMS, they're Nazi Germany ships. But fun fact, I'm pretty sure Hitler hated the Navy. Like, he did not like how much money and power they got. So
if I remember correctly, he hated mostly. He did not like U-boat warfare.
He didn't like U-boats, and he did not think carriers were the future. Where he was wrong.
Yeah, that's what it was.
So, like, there was a lot of interesting things going on with some of those designs and stuff. So, and you can kind of feel that because a lot of the girls almost feel like they're trying to be rigid and honorable, but at times they almost feel like they're, abandoned by their own team. Like, Tirpitz is left alone to wander in the north. Graf's got a big chip on her shoulder because she was never fully fielded. Like the ship spirits that these girls embody are like have a lot of baggage for lots of reasons. Mm-hmm. And honestly, like thinking about a lot of their ships' names, like a lot of these are still meant to be hearkening to either they were repurposed World War I ships, or they're like named after them and stuff, which we know lots about for other things. But yeah, they have interesting styles and personalities, and a lot of them have really overdone aesthetics.
Again, Ironblood rigging, I still
Frederick the Great's going to be great when that comes, especially because the rigging is huge. Goddamn, that's also another thing. The rigging for Ironblood gives them a really distinct style. Yeah. Like the kimono Mimi thing for Sakura is cool, but I feel like a lot of those designs do unfortunately blend together. Mm. Like some of them are distinct, like shoot, I'm super blanking on the name. No, got it. Nagato and Mutsu. Mm-hmm. They have that interesting design where they're very small and petite, but they have huge guns.
Have a bit of a shrine motif on them too.
Yeah, they have that. They have the sacred design. There are a couple of battleships like Congo and some of the other ones which look distinctly Royal Navy, because that was true. The Japanese modeled a lot of stuff on the British Navy, and also I think bought some surplus ships from them. So that makes sense. And then obviously, Amagi, Kaga, Akagi have a very distinct look to them too, like with their style.
Shrine maideny.
Yeah, and the foxiness. So like some of them work, some of them though I feel like a lot of them are distinct, and I don't think anybody thinks making their destroyers kindergartners was a good idea. Either because nobody wants to send them into battle, or people are just like, this is weird. I'm somewhere in between there. I'm like, I mean, that's adorable, but at no point does this make me think, yes, I want to load you up with torpedoes and send you out into the sea.
It's like, my kindergartners stay on base and they go to school and listen to their big sisters.
And then, like Ayanami's got a decent design, that's good, but I feel like all of the starters actually have similar aesthetics, because, like, if you think about it, Z-23 doesn't really look like other Iron Blood ships, other than, some of her design elements, and, No,
she does, but she doesn't look like any of, like, the big ones. Like,
yeah, maybe in her retrofit more, but that's also a later art design. But, like,
yeah.
she's a little laid back for an Iron Blood ship. And...
Like, hang on, I'm in the middle of battle, but let me see if I can pull up...
Like, Javelin's kind of got some stuff going on. Like, she got a little crown, and she got a spear, which is, the Royal Navy
Z35
has a lot of...
and 36.
Yeah, look like some of the other Zs. So that kind of makes sense that they make a theme, but at the same time, it's like... It is kind of like one of these things is not like the other.
Actually, I'd say maybe,
Though,
it's basically, like, you usually get the big honking, rigging when you go up to, like, the main fleet. Because that's where you have fucking Graf, that's where you have Tier Pits, Bismarck.
Yeah, those are the bigger girls. Prince and Hipper are also a little laid back, but they still, I think, stick out a little bit, like, so, yeah, but I feel like her aesthetic doesn't necessarily leap out, kind of like Javelin's got some notes, Laffy's got some notes, but they seem stylistically different than a lot of their big iconic ships in their own fleets.
I don't know, the most iconic thing about Laffy for me is that she's a fucking lush, and this blows my mind every time I think about it.
Yeah, everybody post the Cicerone gif, Laffy drinky. But yeah, no. I'm trying to think, because I think for Royal Navy, it's definitely the dignified kind of uniform look. Like, a lot of them have very classy uniform types. Even if they're made uniforms, they are still that kind of uniform style. And a lot of them have melee weapons. That's a very common thing with Royal.
Swords.
And then Eagle is probably the most varied, but that makes sense because we are obviously the Navy of Freedom.
Eagle!
But they do kind of have some at least of the class, they do have their kind of similar elements. Like a lot of the sisters tend to look alike, but their themes are pretty varied. Though I do feel like there are an awful lot of bikini tops in Eagle Fleet. I wonder if China is trying to say something to us. I'm trying to adjust my microphone, and that's pretty good. All right, but yeah, Azure Lane's really fun. As usual, we love the fucking aesthetics. They're really good.
Again, I just like, again, my big complaint is just give me, like, a real story in the story, quote-unquote, maps.
Yeah, the fact that that actual story events teeter off in the later maps kind of sucks.
Yeah. And also, stop with the goddamn real estate bracket. Fuck.
Yeah, like I said, I would love it if you, like, even if it was 10, 20, 30 a month, like, on 3 different days. Just give me gems. Like, I'll admit, I'm not averse to every, I don't know, I think 6 months at this point, dropping like $30 on a lucky bag that actually gives me a decent chunk of gems to buy whatever I want and gives me some lucky stuff and some other gubs. But, goddamn. Dude, you and your diamond racket waiting for that, I waited for that double ring pack, and all that stuff. It's hard to accrue gems once you get over the initial hump of collection and 3-starring story. Like, once you're in there, it's hard to go back, which, like we said, Girls Frontline, in addition to doing that, basically, where you get gems for little commander stuff, you get gems for gold medaling maps. You also, I think it is, like, it's either, like, 30, 60, 90, or it's, like, 60, 90, 120 gems a month. Like, spread it over the login.
Yep.
Like, maybe it's 30, 60, 90, and then that adds up at the end, but it's a decent chunk. If you wait a couple months, you'll earn some gems, and you don't have to do shit. Just log in every day. Like, it's similar to how FGO does it, where you get, what is it? Is it 3? No, it would have to be at least 4. It's 4 or 5 St. Quartz a week. And then you get a free summon, too.
Yeah. Ticket. Which you can just hold on.
Which you can just pocket or spend. And then you get to buy extra tickets in the monthly shop. which I remember, which I did after we were on mic. Hey, guess what? Spoilers for next week's Let's Play FGO. It was also fucking nothing.
I should probably buy mine. I think about it.
No spooks, but also, unlike some people, no last minute Ibaraki or anything. So I'm just gonna shut up. I do have a fuck ton of quartz though. I'm like almost for saving. For pure free to play saving. I'm at almost 200, which is a very decent chunk. I hope my weird luck with 4 stars does not continue to persist. But yeah, okay. We've talked for an hour 20. We talked about gacha stuff. We could probably stroke Azure Lane's ego for another, 10, 20 minutes.
Nah, I'm good.
I think we should talk about real men's video games on the consoles. I did do that deliberately.
You mean? I was gonna go into, but yeah. Let's talk about motherfucking Death Stranding.
Yeah, fucking. So first of all, E3's in a little bit. It's like, is it a week from now? I think it's
about
next
2 weeks. I think it's 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Check what day it is. If it's the, or somebody will check for us because I see typing in the chat. But that's coming up. So, hey, if you haven't ever been with us during an E3, because it only happens once a year, what we like to do is we'll take over gaming instead of general. We won't take out our nerds who like to hang out and talk to each other in general, but we'll take over gaming and we'll watch the conferences and you'll listen to Omega and Lucky yell about stuff live.
Yeah.
And maybe our buddy Ron will show up because we've done this for years previous before we had a community. Ron's got some spicy stuff. Like he'll throw some shit out there.
It's funny too. We have like our personal memes like remember Pele and fuck Pete Hines.
God damn it, Pete Hines. And so we'll tune into all the conferences there are and we'll see what happens. We're not expecting anything huge, but hopefully Square will have something better about 7. Some details, some actual real shit, or something. And we'll see what unearthly sorcery Bethesda conjures up in the middle of the night. And
I'm not sure what you mean by you want to have this be short. Go ahead.
No, he was wondering. I think he was wondering if we were going to wrap stuff, but no, we still got plenty of stuff to talk about. But listen, if you don't want to hear about us talk about Death Stranding, you can go ahead. You don't have to be here. You can catch the audio later, audience.
Yeah, later. Bye.
The beauty of audio stuff. But yeah, so we're going to do that through E3. But the reason why I brought up E3 is because I'm dead certain that that's why Koji and Sony decided to do this, because they're not doing fucking anything. They aren't even doing like the Nintendo after stream thing. They're just like, we don't got anything to talk about. And people, I'm sure, were like, but Sony, what about Death Stranding? And they were like, oh, you want to know about Death Stranding, huh? Boom! Date trailer, BT dubs, November.
Yeah.
I was stone cold shocked because I was like, release date trailer. I'm like, okay, 2020, here it comes. When are you gonna do this? And it's like, no, fuck you. November this year, 2019, gonna be on the PS4. What, Death Stranding? No, it doesn't look super unfinished. It's got a fucking UI now. Like, that's real late game.
I'm pretty sure Kojima was all like, no, we ain't doing shit until this thing is ready to fucking go.
Yeah, no, like, they have given him all the time he needs, all the tech, all the funding. Yeah, it's an open world game, Axe. Duh. It's not meant to be populated. It's a post-apocalyptic game. You're supposed to be in the fucking ruins of America. Tomorrow is in your hands, which is what Kojima has been putting at the end of every tweet for like 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
Following Kojima on Twitter is a trip. I love that guy.
Yeah, you are literally journeying to isolated American cities to try and connect America.
Yeah, that's actually was a big thing. Like, first we invented the stick to push the bad things away. Then we invented the rope to pull. Like, if you watch the trailer, what I describe what the story seems to be is it's like if every Kojima project ever came together as one thing.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it feels like, because it's not a stealth game per se, but it does have stealth elements, clearly. There's sneaking with both the BTs, which are like the weird invisible ghosty goos, and also there are some, speaking of antisocial dicks, there are some weird, like, separatists with shock staffs, which will try and shock poke you and steal your cargo, and you can hit them in the face with suitcase. But, like, there's some sneaking elements. There's third-person shooting we've seen. Like, this was the first time. Like, some of the last batch of production shots did show you carrying a gun. This is like, no, you will fucking shoot the gun. It's like an 8-minute trailer, and I think it actually, it categorizes, I think it tells you everything you need about gameplay. It's like, you'll have a motorcycle so you can go fast. You'll be able to construct these tools. They show off the ladder, and then a climbing post for like a rappelling line. So there's lots of traversal mechanics.
Like that ladder. The ladder was cool because the way that it worked is when you activated it, it fell down and it landed on a cliff. So you're like, you literally might be able to just literally go fucking anywhere in these goddamn maps. I'm like,
it built straight up. It shows you animations like moving through snow, like a kind of like four-legged loping up a cliff, like half climbing, half running kind of stuff. Like it looks like a lot of detail was put into traversal animations and mechanics. So it's got that, but they're also like it's got shooting. It's got a lot of
like, this
weird
literally might be the world's
like
might be the world's most complex walking simulator, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, no, it looks really super beautiful. I'd love to see it. We know that there's going to be some kind of weird multiplayer angle. There's like there's a kind of like a death or detection transition thing where you end up in another place if you die and then kind of come back. Like we'll see stuff. There's the Bridge Baby BB. They've given it a name. Kojima's showing off all the people who are in it, which includes both his big name actor people he likes, like Mads Mikkelsen, Norman Reedus, those kinds. He's got a couple of his director friends, like Guillermo del Toro and another guy I can't remember, but he's one of the men guys. Where he clarified that just their 3D, he took 3D face and body capture, but the performance and voice is by somebody else. Mm-hmm. Lucky, I'm sure, he's about to bring up the fact that it's got just regular old Troy Baker in there as doing his Troy Baker voice, but also it's his face, which is kind of funny that he actually gets to be the guy now. And lots of other people like it's Kojima, right? It's what he loves movies and music. He tweets about them all the time. This is just his excuse to actually make a game about movie and music. What was the song he used in the trailer?
Apocalyptica Path.
Path, that's right. It was by Apocalyptica, which is like I believe it's a cello quartet who's mostly famous for Metallica covers. But like he has always had they do originals like Path was I believe an original song, but like Kojima always picks the best trailer music. The dude knows his music and his movies and stuff. And one of the great things they advertise is like when they show the character's name and then they put a fucking caption of who the face, at least the face rig, if not the 100% actor is under them. Like fucking movie stills, right? It's like, here is Sam, portrayed by Norman Reedus. And it's like, dude, Kojima's really classy about this. I'm glad Sony basically gave him as much leash as they want. Like, I mean, I don't know if the game's gonna be, like, truly revolutionary. I know some people are like, I'm ready for Kojima to just break my fucking mind. Like, he'll probably do that a little bit, because that's just his writing style, but at the same time, like, it's also still just gonna be, like, an open-world traversal game, and occasionally you shoot guys. Like, at least from gameplay we have been shown, the gameplay doesn't look too crazy. What's up, Lucky? Did you break something?
Alright, Omega, shut up. Just
sure, go for it.
God, I've been trying to save words for like the past 5 minutes. You keep running on. Shut up! Fuck! So I'm gonna wind this back a bit back with the movies, actors and names and stuff. So as Omega has been iterating, Kojima really likes movies and stuff, and has always kind of want to make movies. And I feel like Death Stranding is like honestly like the best attempt he's gone at making them. Because when I see the fact that they have put, like, like actual actor faces into the game, voice actors actually use their own voice, credit them in the trailer, it honestly feels like we're having more of a movie experience than a video game experience. The noises I'm making is where I start to say something and I stop when Omega keeps talking. So, like, I don't know if, like, you can say we're reaching, like, we're, like, reinventing a, like, scenario and stuff, but I do feel like this is maybe kind of a step forward and kind of blurring the lines between a movie experience and a video game experience. Because, like, if I could think, I think there was only, like, really one other instance I can think of off the top of my head in which, like, they used, like, an actual actor's face. I can't remember his damn name. I think he was in, like, either in a Call of Duty game or something.
Yeah, there were a couple of Call of Duties who tried that trick.
Yeah, but, ultimately it kind of fell flat.
Yeah, it was Keith, was it Keith? No, I think it was Russell Crowe in one of them, and then it was Kit Harington who plays Jon Snow in another one. They made it a big deal.
Yeah, but, kind of really go anywhere. This, because there's actually, there's a tweet about this. could and in a world where trailers, show off like so much action, kind of maybe like ruin the story. Kojima can show an 8-minute fucking trailer, not tell you anything really about what's happening, just sell you on the characters in it and what's going to be happening, and you're still going to want to fucking buy it.
Yeah, I think if I had to describe what that trailer taught me was it gave me some proper nouns for once. It made sure to clarify that this is set in America. It gave me a lot of character looks and maybe a little bit about what their general direction was. But as most people, I still don't know what the fuck is going on. I haven't known what the fuck has been going on for like 4 years.
See, right there, Axe. I started talking, he said something, kept going, I shut up. Well,
go ahead, because that's an internet lag thing, because that was my immediate next thought after a period.
But, so, shit, what was my thought now? Oh, so, again, like, whether or not whatever, like, the gameplay is, like, I am, like, 100% on board with this game just for the story so I can finally figure out what the hell is going on. Like, why are there babies being used to, like, travel dimensions? What are these things that are sucking me up? Why does Norman Reedus have a thing that, like, floats around? What is up with Mads Mikkelsen and his fucking, like, Death Squad?
But also, like, in some parts of the trailer, he's just a normal dude looking at a baby in a tube. What the fuck? What's happening?
What is happening now? Axe, you say this stuff, but that's all conjecture. We have no idea what's going on.
There's what do they call it? I think Hades is actually meant to be a proper noun. And then, like, listen, I hear lots of speculation about this game. You don't know. Yeah. Nobody knows jack shit. Like, I'm sure some people will turn out to be right, but also some people will be wrong just because Kojima is really weird.
He's really weird.
I do think it's funny, though, you say, like, talking about Kojima breaking his cinematics. That's definitely how he is with the actors. Like, this is the first... I think this is the first time where a game has had, like, a major cast of movie and TV people and actually made it, like, a selling point that people genuinely care about. But design-wise, Kojima's definitely been trying to do cinematography for a long time. That's all Metal Gear Solid 4. Like, that's a complaint people have about that game is because it's got literal hours of cutscenes. Like, it's all cinematography.
I love that, though.
It's great, though. I love it a lot. 5 is not so much. Like, it has some great shots, but it's way more expansive and open.
Well, yeah, because that's the thing. Like, if you're not going... Because here's the thing. Movies go from set piece to set piece to set piece. There is no in-between travel time. Like, that's an actual thing in movie. When a character moves from a thing to thing, you don't actually, sit in the car with them, like, for that time. No.
Not unless something important is going on in that car, anyway.
Yeah. They'll get in the car, they'll, like, do a backup shot of the car driving off, and then, boom, next scene, either they'll have a mid-transit scene where they talk about something, and then scene after that, they're at the fucking destination. In Metal Gear Solid 5, you have to do all the fucking traveling. So, like, and since it is never a, what's the word? There's never a direct line to your objective. Like, it's kind of hard to, like, put in like, those cinematic scenes. Like, but, like, real talk, like, one of the most amazing scenes of the fucking whole game was the fucking opening as you're trying to get out of the goddamn hospital.
Yeah, that was a really good scene. Also, speaking of, like, transition, that's a thing games can do better than movies because they can make those playable. That was, 4. 4 had several sequences where you were in motion and you got to, like, fast travel through the map, basically, riding on a vehicle, but you had to deal with shit, so they were interactive. They were, in the gameplay ethos while still actually showing you traveling places. I feel like Death Stranding seems like it's definitely going to be in that vein. Like, Kojima has basically married Metal Gear Solid 4's style in 5, where, like, you're going to get these big, long fucking cutscenes, and they're going to explain some shit to you about time and babies and death and whatever the fuck he feels like explaining about America, bonds, the fucking stick in the rope. That me talking about that is how long that cutscene's going to be. But then what I expect you'll get is you'll get to wander through the fucking wilderness and, hey, yeah, we saw the World War I section with, like, the tank that kind of came out of smoke and fire and stuff and other stuff like that. And the trenches.
I think that has some, like I said, I have no idea, but I think that has to do, like, when you get pulled to the other side, you have to, like, relive memories or something.
Yeah, I think that's the Tartarus thing. We'll see what happens. Yeah. Like, that could just be a collective unconsciousness thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
But what I was saying was about the big open world segments. I bet it'll be like Peace Walker, and it'll be like Metal Gear Solid 5, and there will be some kind of audio listening device that Kojima loves, because he's always posting about his iPod and whatever. And you'll be able to
fucking,
listen to music, and hopefully there will be audio tapes for codec and stuff. Basically, taped conversations you can listen to. Because I feel like in 5 that blended that exposition really well. Would you agree, Lucky? Where like,
oh yeah,
you listen to a tape conversation. You as Punished Snake don't necessarily have to be in the conversation, but you are present in some of them. But it's a great way to get all the exposition done while you're doing, like you said, you have to walk your own ass to the objective and do the mission. And sometimes you just play. Maybe Kojima will go.
Maybe Kojima will get weird. Maybe he'll put like fucking podcasts on there and talk about like actual shit.
Who knows? There was a Metal Gear Solid podcast that was called the Metal Gear Solid Integral Podcast that was in 4. That was on your fucking iPod. That was kind of weird, but I never listened to that one.
Yeah, no. But like I said, it was in 4, it was in 5. I'm expecting it's going to be in this game too, because honestly, that's the thing. Like, if you just like, because you know, nothing against it, but no, if you're just walking between one place and you have nothing to occupy your mind doing it, I can get a bunny, but that's like in a real world thing too. So if you have like music, like in 5, when I was playing 5, I like to put on the conversations like with Kaz and I can't remember the fucking old man of Kaz trying to make fucking burgers for this old man as I'm like scoping out shit. You know, put on like other like little conversations and stuff and just listen. Because it breaks up the monotony of, you know, I'm gonna have to wait here for 20 minutes as I fucking master this fucking patrol route.
Yeah, and I bet that's probably gonna be a thing because if you think about it, when you're watching the trailer is to music. Kojima picked the music especially. Like, I'll bet because they aren't silent already because there's background music in them, so I bet there will be like the ability to listen to music in some form.
In some form.
By the way, Lucky, you're going to want to check out General Chat right now, because somebody posted a very helpful image that you need in your life.
Oh, that is useful, but I'm not really going to care about it. Again, Lucky tries not to play with guides directly. If I ask for someone for information, they give it to me. That's fine. But I'm not going to have like tabs open and it's like, alright, what is the optimal way to fucking do? And if all else fails, I'll give him a fucking diamond.
True. So, yeah, Death Stranding. Looks really cool. Been super interested in it for a long time. Really want to see what Kojima does. I touched on this earlier. Like, some people think it's gonna like, break video games or break your brain or stuff. I'm like, I'm not so sure about that. But it's gonna be a Hideo Kojima experience. And, you know, I'm gonna be there right away. Like, I'll pre-order it, be there day one, just because I want to.
Yep. Have you seen the special edition shit?
Yeah, I saw the special edition. I think about it, but I don't know, especially because I want to buy a Switch this year. I don't know if I'm going to have enough cash for that. I'd love it, though, because it's really rad. You get, like, you get the carrying case, you get a Model BB, you get the soundtrack, and all kinds of other... You get a really good special edition shit out of it.
I think I might see if I can get a Steelbook, because I like Steelbooks. It's my jam now.
And there is a pre-order bonus, but I think it's purely cosmetic. It's just you get to gold bling out some of your stuff. Which, by the way, that's another thing. It looks like there's going to be some level of customization to, like hats and glasses and shit. You know, that's... Because Kojima is probably going to make some kind of, like, aesthetic commentary on there.
Yeah.
He's all about that social commentary.
Dress up your Norman Reedus.
Yeah. So Death Stranding's probably... It's going to be a thing, and it will probably be game design-wise, be really good, because it's built on the... Oops, dropped something. Decima engine, which Horizon Zero Dawn is built on. And Kojima makes good games. Everybody remember that. Like, you played all the Metal Gear Solids and stuff. Like, they're well made. They're good games. So, as a video game, I'm sure it will be good, and we will see what he does with the story and stuff and the cinematography.
Like, honestly, this game is just gonna be, like, the underline of this game is it's Kojima Unleashed. So, everyone just hold on to your fucking
really
butts.
Is. Like, Sony, I think, really did give him a blank check to, like, just hang out with TV people and talk to his directors and, you know, take his fucking time. And, like, no, it's available. It's for PS4. It's coming out probably right at the end of the PS4's life cycle, but...
So, yeah, like, Kojima's Twitter, like, it's full of him posting music, movies, and hanging out with big influential media people. It's like, oh.
Who, as far as I can tell, just like him. Like, Guillermo and, what's-his-face, the other director he talks to, they just like that dude. And they hang out with him for free. He goes and visits them at work sometimes, just to see what they're doing. Visiting,
like, game dev studios and, like, other things. And you know,
yeah, that was a big thing in the early years of Kojima software, was he just fucking went to other game studios and studied their technology. It was... Well, he was basically under sequestration at Konami before they let him go, I think, right? Like the Koji Pro staff were like, what would you call it? Like they weren't allowed to access their public email and stuff and like social media. They were heavily restricted.
Yeah. Almost like locked down almost. But
not necessarily that we're saying that like Konami like falsely imprisoned them or some stuff, but they were definitely under control, and then Kojima got out and he spent like a year or two frickin' just studying tech. Also, by the way, I'm scrolling down. The cap and sunglasses are definitely going to be a thing. Apparently, all the cutscenes are real-time rendered, so if you're wearing a fucking hat in the world, it'll be in the next cutscene, which is rad. Thank you, Kojima.
Sounds like this game's going to have a lot of technical like power behind it. God damn.
Yeah, I think that's why he took so much time. Here, I'll post the tweet.
Good things take a while.
Yeah. Also, you can tell it's got the Kojima aesthetics because there's so many dudes with weird skull masks and like the hoods and capes and stuff.
I'm still laughing about the scene where the guy took off his gold mask. There's just another mask underneath it. I'm like, God damn it.
Of course. Kojima power.
Oh. I'm sorry, I'm looking at Hideo Kojima's English. It says, game creator. 70% of my body is made of movies. I'm like, yeah.
Accurate.
Yeah, it is, buddy.
The dude loves movies. And just, also, like, right now, he's just, like, literally every tweet he makes about Death Stranding ends with, tomorrow is in your hands. The dude's great. I love Kojima. I'm kind of sad Sony's not doing something at E3, just because I'm sure they would have him, like, descend from the ceiling to a chorus of angels and just be like, boom, trailer, Kojima out, smoke bomb. But alas, Sony has decided they're tired of people laughing at them for their fucking flute presentations and stuff, and they're just like, no, dude, you guys know what's coming out. PS5's coming sometime.
I'm still a little miffed that people got upset about that.
Yeah, I mean, like, we understood it, because I kind of understand, because when we were in the moment in the stream, it was kind of like, this is a little weird that they are buying quite so much time, but we are also huge weebs.
Oh, that reminds me.
And we wouldn't know what cultural appropriation was if it bit us, because we are like 70% foreign entertainment, thanks Japanese-made video games and anime. What is American pop culture?
Real quick, while we're on the Sony thing, have you checked out what PlayStation Plus is bringing out this month? They are giving you Borderlands, the Handsome Collection for the PS4, and Sonic Mania for the PS4.
Well, I already own one of those, and it's Sonic, so... Mania's pretty good, right? I might try it. I've never really played a lot of Sonic titles.
Yeah, I'm okay. But I find it interesting, because I kind of feel like these are both grabs at, like, recent news in the media.
Oh, very much so. Like, if you want to talk about fucking marketing, it's like, oh yeah, people talk about Sonic and Borderlands. Also, I think it's a perfect compliment, because Borderlands Game of the Year just came out, so if you just jumped into Borderlands, it's like, hey, get your PS Plus, you can play the other two games free.
Boom!
And they're really good.
I don't know, but I might put some time into Sonic Mania, because again, I like Sonic games. I was definitely more into Sonic than I was Mario as a kid.
No, I was a Mario household.
I'm sorry, Omega, we're gonna have to fucking fight.
No, it's okay. We go to the Olympics together now. There's no more rivalry there. Now Mario and Sonic are friends, and they just hang out.
They smash. That's another game I should probably pick up.
I was gonna mention something about... Oh, I feel like we missed... It's obviously way late now. I feel like we missed a couple opportunities to talk about Borderlands, because we didn't talk about, like, the gameplay reveal or anything like that.
I really didn't watch it.
Oh.
Like, I'm gonna be honest, like, I'm kind of sold on Borderlands 3 already, just from seeing, like, the reveal trailer. So,
I mean, like, I checked it out just to AC kind of what they're doing, and, like, a lot of their improvements look good, like sliding and stuff, clambering, they actually show it off. Like, I'm like,
yeah.
Basically just reinforces, hey, they improved the engine, and they also improved, like, multiplayer and stuff. Like, for instance, if you didn't watch it, you might not have heard that everything is completely instanced now. Like, from loot to enemies, if your level 35 friend joins your level 5 game, his enemies will be, like, level 35, but you will be, like, level 5-ish. I think the only exceptions is bosses are kind of, like, meeting in the middle, but, like, everything is, like, completely instanced. to be maximum ease of just letting people come in and hang out.
Cool.
So yeah, it's super fun. We won't linger on that. The other thing we want to talk about, though, is there was another trailer released, which we might actually see more of this at E3.
Yeah.
Which was, there was a full-blown, it was rumored, I heard about this like a couple days before the trailer dropped, that they were gonna, Call of Duty was gonna bring back something titled Modern Warfare, because technically, there is not just a Call of Duty Modern Warfare. The original Modern Warfare is Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. And they dropped it, and it looks real good.
You got fucking Price! And those chops!
And they show a lot of some set pieces that look similar to the first game, but some that don't.
Yeah.
I kind of got the vibe from like the narration that it was drawing on elements from like 2 and 3, because I've actually played those. Like, lucky you probably wouldn't think much on it. So I'm like, are they drawing elements from those? But honestly, I can't be certain. I believe they've said that it's supposed to be a reimagining, but I don't know exactly what that means, right?
Same. But, like, here's the thing. If it's a brand new story, I'm okay with that. If it's a remake of the first one, I'm still okay with that.
Yeah, because we played that recently when it was free and it came out. Like, the remaster was good.
Yeah. And if they want to remake it from the ground up and just add more scenes, more like stuff, because there was some crazy shit going on in that game. I mean, in that trailer. Yeah. Like, at one point, like, there's definitely, like, mentions of, like, chemical attacks. At one point, like, there's some terrorist attack on a city. Like, some guy, like, runs up on a car.
Yeah, you're in a London metro.
Yeah.
You're a Metropolitan Police, which was a map in, I think, 2.
Yeah. So, who knows? Maybe they're combining all 3 Modern Warfare games. I don't
if they wanted to, like, take the plot from all 3 and boil it down. Because a lot of people had said that, like, and I do know this from having played 2 and 3 pretty extensively, that technically, 3 did kind of get completely resolved in that all your potential antagonists were taken care of, and all your protagonists were kind of done with their story arcs. So like there wasn't necessarily more to do. It was very wrapped up, and we've talked about this before. Conclusions are good, but at the same time, it can make it hard if you do want to revisit a series if you do too clean a wrap up. Like there are times when you don't necessarily want to answer 100% of questions.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see. Like, if it was going to be completely on par with, like, 2 and 3, I feel like there's some set pieces they'd show off, but maybe it's just an early teaser trailer. So who knows? We'll probably see more, like I said, at E3. They'll have more details, probably, even if it's just a brief pop on stage to be like, yeah, so this is a reimagining from the ground up. It is inspired by and uses the characters of the original Modern Warfare, but we've expanded and stuff.
How much you want to bet they're going to have a live quote-unquote demo?
Well, I don't know. They made a big effort to say, all of this is captured in engine. Woo.
That's true.
So I don't know. That must mean that their engine is finalized and everything.
Mm-hmm.
They've got some finalized assets. We'll see. We'll see how much detail. I don't think they didn't give a release date, did they?
I think they said November, actually.
Did they say November also? That's going to be a busy month. Not that Lucky cares about this, but for sake of our general audience, I know that they have said that they are doing multiplayer in the way that people appreciate now, which is no season pass. Any maps added are going to be free. I know that makes some people suspicious because they're like, wait a minute, how are you going to make your additional price point right? Because video games can no longer afford to just sell for $60 retail. Like the actual.
Yeah, here it is. October 25th, 2008.
October. Okay, those are decently spaced. That'll be okay. We're at a Patreon payday, and I think Patreon's doing everything okay. So assuming they haven't lost my bank account information, we should all be paid in a couple of days and everything's spread out. And we have actually gotten a few new patrons this month. That's cool. Welcome, guys. We always appreciate you.
So I'm gonna keep talking about video games. So
sure, go for it.
The Code Vein network test is going on right now. Basically, you signed up over on the Bandai Namco site, and you could get into a beta. And people are saying that Code Vein is pretty good.
That's rad, because I want that game to be rad.
Yeah. As I said, it looks like you can create your own character. Things are artistic and stylized and dark. I haven't really seen much on the actual gameplay, but people are saying it's good.
No, they're probably under you probably have to make an agreement that you won't do screenshots or captures when you're doing the test because it's beta and stuff.
Ugh, excuse me. So again, I'm hoping I don't know, have they actually released I know because Code Vein was pushed back and for additional polish, which again I'm really never gonna fault.
Yeah, who was it at Nintendo? Nintendo that I don't remember which one, but some one of the big Nintendo bigwigs said something to the effect of, "A delayed game is delayed for a while. A bad game is bad forever."
Yeah.
Let me see. I've definitely got Code Vein in my PS4 list, so I will scroll about. No, it's Amazon still has a temp release date. It's just said December 31st this year, which means they haven't announced what time it's coming out.
So I'm excited for that. Hopefully we'll get some news about that.
It's been on my Amazon wish list for almost 2 years now.
And this is more personal for me because Lucky has been on a JRPG kick for a moment, and I was able to finally get that scratch itched with the Legend of Heroes Trails of the Cold Steel.
Yeah, you talked about this for a good long time on stream.
Yeah. So, Legend of Heroes is actually a long-established video game franchise. It was actually started in the fucking 80s. But it's one of those titles that just kind of flies under the radar. You know, it never reached like the popularity of, you know, the Dragon Quest, the Final Fantasies. Like even Phantasy Star basically had a better run life than that. Star Oceans, the Tales series. And when you play the games, you definitely do not get the sense that this is like a big budget AAA game, because it's very anime, I want to say. As I said, like, the animation cycles are very simple. Like, everything feels simple and nice. And that's honestly what I want to call one of the game's strengths. It's like you never feel like you're trying, like, it never feels like the game is trying too hard. It just tries, you know, it's like, we want you to just have a good fucking experience. We don't need to try to fucking break your mind with, like, whatever's going on here. Which you definitely feel like you can say is, like, a problem with, like, maybe some games nowadays. Like, I'm not saying Rage 2 is a bad game, but people are definitely saying that Rage 2 maybe tried a bit too hard and came up short with what they were aiming for.
Well, more what I heard was just that Rage 2 didn't actually do enough to distinguish itself. It's still just open world Doom, and the plot doesn't do anything spectacular. And then you're like, okay, well, the abilities are cool, but it's still just open world Doom. That's good, but is it great? Question mark.
Yeah, so it's like, it's like, Rage 2, we're over the top. Check out all this cool shit we got. Whoa! You're kind of falling flat with what you're actually trying to accomplish here, buddy. But, Trails of Cold Steel, it's very simple, but it still covers a lot of things. Basically, this game takes place in, you know, like, I want to say, like, a World War I time era of industrialization, and actually, I was actually thinking funny, it's like, you might actually get some Wages of War inspiration. Because, basically, they're harnessing a power called orbs and orbibles to basically upgrade technology. So now they're basically having these magic stones, like, run motorcycles, cars, limousines, bikes, boats, and all that crazy stuff. And the world is starting to change, and you're part of this military academy who's getting sent out to all these locations to observe and learn about the world and, like, the different struggles that different types of people have. And your class is made up of people from all sorts of people. So you have... Because this is the time when nobility was still a thing. And so you're a lot of times dealing with, like, the differences between the nobility and the commoners, like laws of taxation, how military force is supposed to be used, and all that stuff. You cover all these topics, but you never, like, really double down on it. It's just enough to make you think, like, there really isn't a simple answer to these questions as you go along with this class. So, like, Galeron, who's one of our Discord members, he's still a member, he just doesn't talk as much anymore, really loves this series, and it's kind of, like, got me, like, wanting to play it. And I finally had the opportunity to, because, as I said, I was having an RPG itch, I'm like, I gotta scratch it. I gotta fucking scratch it. Oh my god, I am hooked on this fucking game. Like, actually, hang on. PS4 control, where are you? I got this game last week. I've been working. I've been recording and streaming. I have still put 62 hours into this game. And I have not beaten it.
That's a lot of hours.
That's a lot of hours. It's a lot of game. It's fun. It's filling. And this is the thing that slays me. The second game in the series comes out in like 3 days. I'm just all like, oh god, I'm not gonna be able to like not keep going with this. Son of a bitch. Also, and the third game, which will be coming out soon, is like slated for November. So I'm like, whoo! I guess I know what I'm gonna be doing. My fall is gonna be fucking busy. Oh man,
it's a busy video game season.
Yep.
Holidays are sometimes like that, and sometimes you wonder, oh, is shit gonna get lost in the holiday shuffle? But still, you can get what you like if you plan out
while I'm
right.
thinking about it.
It's funny though.
I got the what?
Go ahead. My thought is right afterthought, so go ahead.
Oh. I bought the decisive edition, which comes with something I find really cool. It came with a commemorative coin of one of the in-game currency, Mira. I was like, oh, that's cool. That doesn't
I feel like that's something that's not used enough. Like that's got to be a pretty easy tchotchke or paperweight to till out, and that's something loads of games do have.
Yeah, like, a lot of games have their own currency, but like you never really see it. And let me see. Let me picture it. And it's not like a crappy piece of. It's not.
If you do take a picture, I might make it the bed image for this episode.
Okay. Like
I feel like I've talked before about stuff of like, oh, we'll know we've made it and stuff. I feel like I'll know I've made it in life when I can buy special editions to video games more often. Because those are really cool, but goddamn, a lot of those are expensive.
Yeah. See, this is why I like getting, because Cold Steel is not a new game. It's actually an old game. It's gotten, like, it's been basically, beefed up and, ported to, because it originally came out for the PS3, I want to say. I think it was. Then it got like a PC port, and now it finally got a PS4 port. So even the special edition was still only $49.99. So I was like, I could get the regular for $39.99, or I could get a cool coin, the soundtrack, and the steelbook cover for an additional $10. I'm like,
Yeah, that's one thing I'll say. A lot of our more niche Japanese anime games are fairly well budget. Like we got that with both Extella. We're pretty manageable. Even the special edition of Extella Link, like brand new, wasn't that much of a bank breaker.
Yeah. Took pictures of it. There's some weird ass pictures. God damn it, Lucky. This is what I get for playing in the fucking dirt. I'll post them in Patreon chat so everyone can see these fucking.
Yes, encourage people to watch us live so they can check shit out.
Check this shit
with the lives.
Like it's a really nice. It has a bit of. It has a bit of weight to it, so I know it's like actual fucking metal, not just some fucking like plastic they shaped into them.
And it's not a chocolate coin.
Yep. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, nice. That is a really good look. Like I know some people are like, oh, physical is finally dying. I think there's a discless version of the Xbox. Sony was straight up said, no, the PS5 is gonna have a Blu-ray slot. Like. Obviously, they probably want to because they're putting a lot into streaming and stuff, and I think they even announced that they're partnering with Microsoft for cloud stuff.
Oh yeah, they did,
which was a shocker.
But
remember the original Xbox and PS2 eras where boys and girls would fight in the street over that shit. Now we can just have business partnerships, but they're like, no, PS5 is going to have a Blu-ray drive. We're Sony, we make Blu-rays, so you can also put games in there. So I feel like.
Yeah, again, this is the way I like the same way I feel. I feel the same way about video games as I feel in my books. Yeah, I do like my digital media, but goddamn, I also like having my physical media at the same time.
I mean, just being able to really quickly buy Borderlands Game of the Year digital download for like $30. Boom, done. It's done. That's good. That's a solid thing. When we get together, we may have to stream this or record it. But I was checking through a digital sale not long ago, and I found Surgeon Simulator, the definitive PS4 type edition for like $2. I'm like, how can I not buy this? And I played a couple. I haven't had a real urge to play it, but it plays okay on PS4, and I'm just like, for $2.99, that's fine. I'll do that. It's great. That's like how Steam gets you with Steam sales.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so digital's really good for fast purchases or low level purchases, but you can honestly get just as much of a discount on a AAA game buying it physical as you can waiting for a digital sale. And a lot of times you get shit out of this. You'll get download codes, you'll get, sometimes I've gotten pre-order / day one rewards still tucked in a physical copy of a game, even though I very clearly didn't pre-order it.
You'll get art books.
Mm-hmm. Or if you can make that special edition, you'll get the soundtracks, which are usually pretty good. You'll get lots of stuff.
I honestly, like, I just, like, want one day just to be able to look upon shelves of books and gaze and be like, yes, this is my life.
Books are good.
It's like, I don't get that same feeling when I look at my, like, 300 Steam games. I'm just like, huh, that's a lot of games.
That's a lot of games I have that aren't installed.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I'm gonna play Terraria. Oh, though that does remind me, speaking of video games, I don't know why, but I got a sudden urge. I realized it wasn't installed to... I haven't done it because we were recording a show, but I'm like, shoot, I really want to play Sid Meier's Alpha Centauri again right now. I need to install that shit. That. I love Alpha Centauri a lot. Like, I've played newer stuff. I never got Beyond Earth. I feel like I've heard it's kind of watered down compared to the original.
What is in my Steam wish list? There were some games... Oh, I remember. There were some games... I actually recently went in and... What was that?
I'm just talking about how good Alpha Centauri is to myself. Because it's real rad.
Hey,
and if anybody ever needs to know what Omega thinks about politics, you can compare me to SMAC factions. I'm the Data Angels, so there, that's me.
Boom.
And yes, I played the expansion.
That's on my wish. Excuse me, what do you mean there's nothing to show on my fucking wish list?
Make sure you don't have, like, weird filters on.
Let's see.
Steam can be weird sometimes, but, what I was just gonna say was just, like, I had a sudden urge to play it, even though it's kind of old, and, like, those are time-losing games where you just, like, oh my god, time disappears. If you're maybe wondering, because, like, Lucky's doing 8-hour streams, no, I'm not gonna do Let's Plays or streams of Alpha Centauri, because that would be, like, 16 hours, because that's what happens when you play those games. You're just like, why the fuck is it 5 o'clock in the morning? Also, I'm gonna take one more turn. Gotta complete
that's right, project. I added a Plague Tale recently. That's what it was. Oh god. Oh yeah, and Death End, Request. I have 56 games on my wish list.
Oh boy, now you're gonna make me look at my Steam wish list. Library. No, wish list isn't store, actually. Alright, Steam, what am I looking at?
Because eventually, there's gonna be a fucking Steam summer sale, and I plan on... Oh, that's right, I want to get the Obra Dinn game. Yahtzee loves that fucking game. The Return of the Obra Dinn. That's what I've heard good things about. Overwhelmingly positive. Add to it. Boom.
Where's my actual... Oh, here it is. Wish list 121.
Damn.
Yeah, I gotta... It's been a while since I had a current new PC, so, like, there's definitely some, like, stuff that's tacked on here that are, like, only on PC or are only really good on PC, and I'm like, I'll get there someday. I'll play
One
Astroneer.
day we're gonna make it big.
I'll buy Arcade not included. Or we'll buy Jackbox and we'll do Jackbox streams because those are really cool. And arguably some stuff I maybe need to get rid of. I actually curated this recently and clipped off a lot of stuff, and I'm like, yeah, that game didn't turn out to be good, or I'm not actually interested in that.
Well, honestly, I don't know much we talk about unless we want to talk Mages of War.
We could talk a little. We're at over 2 hours. I was just going to briefly mention that it was funny that you mentioned a Trials of Cold Steel and then Mages of War, because that's something I was kicking around in my head recently. I don't know why I thought about it. I was just like, if I was going to do a Mages of War video game, what would I do? And I feel like there's either two answers. One is the budget answer, and that's more realistic, which is make it like the Shadowrun PC games that are recently. Mm-hmm. You know, kind of that a turn-based, grid-based kind of, you know, small sprite-style PC game with a heavy emphasis on the text. That'd work really well for me. Mm-hmm. Pie in the Sky, I'd love like a big, flashy, probably an action RPG where you can actually like fly around and stuff with character customizations and the whatnots. But the game design definitely leans itself to because, you know, RPGs and stuff, it leans to that kind of tac map turn-based stuff with like grid squares and things and derived stuff. It would probably need slightly different balance for video game use, because like right now a lot of this stuff is balanced to be like, first of all, you want to feel like you progress. Mm-hmm. So some stuff is advancing, like a lot of it's derived or it's like random cast rolling. Like I wouldn't necessarily want to randomize the range or radius of some spell effects in a video game, because that would get annoying. Like in the tabletop game where everything is slightly randomized and you're rolling the dice and you actually see all your dice mitigation and stuff in front of you, you actually are like, before I roll these dice, I need this many degrees of success, so I want to invest this many resources before I roll and whatnot, and that's your mechanic. In a video game, your mechanic is like, okay, I move to this square, I hit the button for this command, and it does this so much, so like, I'd want to like rebalance stuff, but I feel like it could be fun to kind of tackle some stuff. I'd have to figure out what a story was. But, yeah. there's not really much to talk about Mages of War. We're working on stuff. We're probably not going to game this week. That's why we did 2 sessions in a week. I'm going to try. I may or may not have the time to do some stuff, but hopefully I will. I'm going to try and do at least 2 of the recordings up and post them this week to kind of work through the backlog, because like I said, 19 is the most recent posted, and I've got 20, 21, and 22 recorded. So I'll want to try and chew through some of that backlog just so we don't get too far ahead in talking about the campaign. Mm-hmm. And I've got plenty of planning and stuff that we've talked about, so we'll see when we game next. I've been doing a lot of editing lately just because we're also into the game, so altering spells, changing stuff around, but usually I talk about a lot of those in the moment game design decisions when we record sessions. Sorry, I'm leaning away. The first 10 to 30 minutes are just mechanics faffing and changes and what did we do with characters and stuff, and then it's okay, let's play a game. Mm-hmm. And then sometimes Lucky gets lost in the void for 10 minutes.
Yeah, that happened last time. I also did a bitchin' ass speech.
Yeah, you had a rally the troops moment with a big flag flying behind you. Oh shoot, I gotta remember. I should remember to press you on this, but also you should remember to do it. And you want to talk to the reporter about stuff.
Oh yeah,
I should make sure, because I know you want to do that you get the chance to make that ball roll, because otherwise nothing will happen.
Yep, gotta do stuff.
But yeah, Mages of War doing really good. I think I've got depending on how much faffery there is, which is always a question. I think I've got the next 3 or 4 sessions planned out and what the big beats are, and then that'll be, like I said, kind of that seasonal break, and I'll be okay, fair warning, I'm gonna adjust some stuff in the mechanics, so get it while the getting's good, and then we'll see if we do something else or we just jump right back in. Game design wise, I do have to think sometimes around like how I want to handle set pieces and stuff, because sometimes. And we've run into this before, I don't want to make it, too interactive or too set in stone, because obviously you guys are playing, so you should feel like there's a chance to impact the situation. Obviously, some stuff happens outside your control, that is just the nature of things, but, I want to make sure that everybody has a chance to react or get their input on situations, just because otherwise it's not as fun. But at the same time, it's man, I really think about really cool characters and scenes and stuff, and I'm God, I hope you like supporting characters, because I'm going to keep introducing more. Because I really like this game setting.
Yeah. This is the thing, this is the elements in our Discord kind of is Lucky is stressed out because he's too worried over his not real troops, for his not real for his not real commander, it is not real game. I'm just oh god, I'm so invested.
Hey, that's good. Investment is good. And I know, there is a certain amount of testing and stuff, but I know I said I wanted to try and do more creature encounters, but now I'm thinking about it, so I'm shit, I don't think I got the space for it.
Well, who knows? Maybe once we actually get done with the season here, because we are there is the plot hooks for there might be a big fucking confrontational battle at the fucking end.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I said. I've got some big elements and big scenes, and some stuff are gonna come back, and I'm gonna introduce some new stuff because I want to.
Yeah,
even though I've
that's honestly honestly, you say you want to take a if you want to take a break from it, it's if everything goes hits those beats, it's no, let's take a moment. Let's reassess, maybe a time skip, who fucking knows. Go back for season 2. But I do know you want to do some fucking Legend of the Fire Rings. And
yeah, I really want to. I want to run the intro adventure I wrote months ago.
Yeah.
And then I want to see how people do with it. I want to maybe, because we haven't gotten any good solid reports back on people who want to maybe get in on the group, and I want to kind of fish for a couple more members.
Yeah, as I said, my game is going nowhere fast. As I said, the prologue is almost done. It's just, I'm writing up fucking monster now. It's hard. It's what is it? This is what I realize. It's easy for me to write, cinematic encounters and whatnot, but when I actually have to get down into the mechanics of,
yeah, that can be hard sometimes. Heck, I did that recently. Like I said, I redesigned spells. I realized looking back, I was looking at myself and God, Omega from 2 years ago, you were really lazy with some of these spell designs. You could have been a lot more flashier and, magical. And so I was, but still, it can take you a little while to realize what you want your design space to do. But yeah.
So that's where my current roadblock is on that. It's all I want these things to be a challenge, but I don't need these because again, my game is specifically being very dark and gritty. So,
do you have any ideas you could take the game setting and do a one shot to maybe get a feel for the mechanics and see what actually works in play?
I could probably do that.
That's what I like to do a lot is do one-shots or small runs, and then figure out, like, the core stuff, and then it's like I said, like, that's what I want to do with L5R. I wrote a basic level one-shot, which theoretically should test most of the core mechanics, and then that way I will get a feel for what I need to do as a GM, players will get a feel for play. If there's any issues that I'm going to have with my group, I'll know what they are to, like, work with them, and then we'll see if people are interested in the whole thing.
Yeah. Alrighty.
Speaking of L5R, though, hey, if you like Omega Book Club, they announced another novella sometime, so I'm gonna buy it, and I'm gonna read it, and I'm gonna talk about it.
I see you are starting to get some comments on your L5R video.
Yeah, I've got the last couple, like, I think it's just because there was a big gap. The views haven't been as good, but they're kind of recovering, and I'm getting some commentary, so I'm gonna keep doing them. That series is Enter the Dojo, mostly, which is, I talk about a school from the L5R, which is kind of like your character class, but way more in-depth than that. And I talk about them for, like, an hour. I talk about what they do for you, what options you can do, because, like, some of the schools have different options you can do, where, like, what skills they reward you picking, and what techniques and other abilities, they kind of, like, work to build your flavor, which is something I really like. The current edition of L5R is really good at blending the mechanics to the narrative and the setting. So I talk about them, like I said, for like an hour, and sometimes I get some feedback on them, sometimes I don't, but I'm going to keep at them, and hopefully we build up an audience for that kind of thing. And I like to do them just because I like to do video essays, I like to do research, and I like to build assets, and I like to talk about stuff. That's how it is with Wanted, talking about FGO stuff. I like to, like, do a little bit of research, write some rough notes, and then just kind of throw that at the screen, and then, edit it together. But yeah, I don't have any other stuff to do. Actually, hey, we don't get comments. We love comments. We don't get a lot of comments on WhatsApp. I know we have some tabletop guys out there. If you're listening, give us your thoughts on trying out, like, new settings and systems. Like, what do you like to do? So let me check the mission clock. We're at about 2 hours 15. That's a little short for WhatsApp, but it's decent. That's a full show.
Yeah, that's a full show.
If Lucky's got a stream, I still have 2 hours of the last stream left to catch up on.
Well, it's going to be a little bit before I stream, because I have a friend coming over. He's actually on his way, so honestly,
if that's as good as time as any. I don't think we got anything else to talk about.
Yeah, I was actually thinking if there's anything, like, pressing, but, like,
no, I think we covered all the news we want to. You got some good rambles in there, some good rants. I was wondering if you were going to top last week.
Yeah, probably.
I think you did pretty good, even without alcohol. You even told me to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I did. That's how bothered I was.
Listen, I like to talk about Kojima. Those, I don't know why, but those games, like Metal Gear Solid especially, but even a little bit Zone of the Enders, those games were so impactful to me, and I don't know why, but they are. But yeah, okay, we'll wrap up here. So, if you like this episode, give it a like. If you have any comments, leave them in the comment section down below. Our comments on What's Up are a little anemic, but I know we bounce around to a lot of topics, so, maybe not everybody has a little comment, but, if you got any things, drop them down there. You can also join our Discord, that link's in the description. If you're part of our Discord, you could possibly do that thing I said where you might be able to hang out with us for some games and stuff, if you're cool and not a jerk. And if you're new here and not already, please subscribe to the channel, so you can always get the latest in content. Consider hitting that bell for notifications, even if you're already subscribed, so you always know when we post a new video, because, as usual, What's Up is always an oddball on how long it takes to render. Like, it's not really that much longer than Let's Talk FGO, but goddamn, I feel like it takes so much longer to put together. So, notifications help to let you know when the video is actually posted. And, like I said at the front of the show, consider supporting us on Patreon. You can get access to episodes early, you can get the audio download for just $1 a month. We just had a new month rollover, so now's a great time to jump in. We'll do topic polls and stuff. Oh, I think you actually... Do you want to talk about Live with Lucky really quick, or are you still holding on to that one?
I'm still holding on with that one, because I'm going to be pretty fucking busy. It's going to happen, it's just, I got to figure out, like, when I can free up some time.
Alright, so yeah, that's still working. And that's not necessarily live just to patrons, that's live to the public, but Lucky usually takes suggestions and stuff from y'all, patrons. Yeah. And, like I said, it really helps us out. Alright. So, that's What's Up for this week. We'll see you next week with more What's Up, and, like I said, I'm planning on posting a couple of actual plays over the week. I may or may not have to post a Wanted this week, I don't know. I'll have to start working on it. And, look forward to other stuff, and stay tuned for Let's Talk FGO, also. Alright, we'll see everybody.
Everyone, take care.